The enchilada is now globalized. The Iran war is not going well for Iran. They are begging for all sorts of peace. They're like, listen, we'll stop bombing ships if you stop airstrikes. And Trump is just like, call me back tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. It's going pretty horribly if you are specifically someone that very much likes goats in Iran. The White House press discussion thing was hilarious. Trump obliterated the press, and the entire press wrote articles about how butthurt they are. It's the funniest crash out I think I've ever seen in my life. There was a huge Islamic terror attack in Germany. Shiloh Andrix said the N-word and was imprisoned for it. All right, we should be rising up against this, by the way. This is straight up, this is evil. This violates the First Amendment very obviously. Hassan is getting obliterated by the media. Celebrities are still gay. The Odyssey is having an interesting twist. All in all, we got diabolical updates on all of the things. Subscribe for coverage and all the things. And also, if you can support me on Patreon, that'll be very appreciated. You see, my entire YouTube channel is demonetized because I update people on all the things. You see, I am anti-rape, and this is a stance that it seems like YouTube doesn't appreciate, being that they're leftoids, and leftoids love that stuff, in my experience. Now, if you can support me on Patreon, that'd be very appreciated. Also, I stream live almost every weekday on Kick and, starting today, Rumble. That's right, Kick and Rumble streams. It's linked in my description. Lock in, boys and girls. We got a heck of a lot of ground to cover. The Donald just did an absolutely scorching speech, destroying the press, literally annihilating them from orbit. These people were all suffering of Trump derangement syndrome before. Trump destroyed them, and now every single one of them is basically running to the media to talk about how they were traumatized. They are literally SA victims of Donald Trump because he insulted them on a stage. This might be one of the most glorious takedowns I've ever seen, and I'm not gonna lie, the crash outs are absolutely cinema. But before we dive too deep into it, you have to be aware that there's way too much bigotry in today's society against racists. So if you're racist, you should know that you have a home here, and we don't judge. Anyway, the Donald, he started off strong. He started off pulling out the Trump 2020 hate hats. He was throwing them into the crowd at the press. The press was running away from the 2028 hats like they're freaking explosives. All right, it was absolute cinema. You love to see it every single day. It's one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my entire life. All right, now, obviously, funniest president of all time had this to say at the very beginning.
I won 3 times. Now I'm going to do it again.
Listen to the silence of the media.
Thank you. I'm going to do it.
There it
The
is.
gunshots, many people yelled, get down, which caused Nicki Minaj to start twerking.
Oh my God. All right, anyway, we're going to get into it. You have to see the cinema. All right, so immediately, the Trump 2028 hat, Trump knows, he's not running in 2028, okay? He's old. He's not running in 2028. However, the libtard crash outs are my favorite thing ever. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, Trump lost his base. Trump is the most popular president in the middle of a second term out of any president in the last 20 years. By the way, this is a poll that was just run. He is the most popular president of the last 20 years in their second term. All right, so brother over here, he shows up, and all the leftoids immediately lose it.
So Donald Trump just announced and officially put on his own Trump 2028 hat. It's official. He is officially going against the fucking Constitution.
Oh, listen, man, he won 3 elections. Give him a break. You owe him 4 years, bro.
Everybody that voted for him, fuck you.
He's talking about me.
So Donald Trump...
He's talking about me, guys. Bro, I love it so much. Like, he knows exactly how to just piss off this entire, like, little ecosystem of gay people in the entire United States. He just pushes a freaking button, and all these guys just immediately explode. He has them exactly where he wants them. It's crazy. This bro is holding them by the balls. Now, again, the left doesn't care about the Constitution. They use words to manipulate you. I, in fact, just did an entire deep dive on my Patreon that I just posted yesterday about how the left uses words to manipulate you and why the left always lies. They always lie. They don't care about any of the values that make believe they care. The random homosexuals in society that are crying about Trump, they do not actually care about the Constitution at all. Literally zilcho. It doesn't matter to them. Now, the Donald, you know, he throws a red MAGA hat into the crowd.
I care about the press. And I want to save your ratings. I'm pleased to announce my intention to, and this is somewhat of a scoop, my intention to run for a 4th term as President of the United States. I will be doing that. I will be having an official. In fact, I think I have. Yeah.
There he is. There he is. It's not too late. We're going to have... He might run for vice president, okay? He could run for vice president.
I won 3 times. Now I'm going to do it again.
Yeah. Leftoids seething everywhere.
I'm going to do it.
Man, I wish Donald Trump was the fascist that the left thinks he is.
Easy. I'm getting very good at running for president. No, I won 3 times, did very well the second time, by the way. It's a rigged election, but we don't have to talk about it. You know, it's interesting when you come back and you do a good...
And you get some freaking Chinese guy, Donner, the erection was rigged. You keep rigging erections. Your erections are not secure, Mr. President. Donner, your erection is rigged. Anyway, it's really not going well for the leftoids. The press is doing bad.
Well, I have...
This was, by the way, one of the greatest jokes I think ever told. All right, now, I am something of a comedian myself. You know, I say poop and butt in videos and people love it. But this is one of the greatest jokes ever told.
While I have all of the press here in one place, I have to say that we're having an amazing load of accomplishments that the media never talks about. For example, under my administration, a once feared and powerful regime that relentlessly attacked America has finally been toppled. Their former leaders have been removed, and they're now being run by a gay dictator facing internal divisions. But I, for one, wish Barry Weiss all the best at CBS News.
Bro, this is one of the greatest jokes ever told because Barry Weiss is gay. CBS News was an evil regime that was attacking America. They have faced internal division. The current new gay leader of this evil regime is actually working with the United States finally. This might be one of the most diabolical roasts I've ever heard in my entire life. The gay dictator is Barry Weiss. Bro, that's just absolute cinema. That's the craziest thing I've ever in my entire life. It's absolute cinema. You love to freaking see it, man. Holy crap. Anyway, then he talked about Chuck Schumer.
Who should be here. He turned Palestinian.
True.
This was a man who was 100% for Israel. 100%. Chuck Schumer, crying Chuck. Remember he cried at the airport over illegal immigrants? They were the fakest tears. There were people throwing water in his face. But now he's a proud, very proud Palestinian.
That's my president.
In fact, I'm going to send him a beautiful Palestinian outfit tomorrow. So he can greet...
What is that, a suicide vest? What is that
Bibi Netanyahu when he comes to town next week. Who should be here.
Oh, he's just killing it. He's killing them all. It's beautiful. You love to see it. All right, and dude, this is hilarious. The leftoid crash outs against this one was the best because they have nothing to say.
Learn their lesson, but I want to personally congratulate CNN's Caitlin Collins on receiving her award. It was all about me. It's a fake. She shouldn't get the award. It was a fake, but I didn't mind. I said, Caitlin, congratulations. But it was fake. There's no question about it. But she's a young, attractive woman. She never smiles. I said, Caitlin, do you have a smile? Smile. You have a nice position. You're at CNN Fake News. You should be a happy person. So smile, Caitlin. Just smile. But we attack, and I thought Caitlin had really made it big with a major new sponsorship, but then I informed her that it wasn't her on the Bud Light can. It was Dylan Mulvaney. And Dylan...
Now the best part is, she actually looks like Dylan Mulvaney. This is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my entire... He murdered her. He actually just murders her on the floor. Now, the reason why this is absolutely hilarious... Never black pill. God is good, by the way. Never black pill, all right? It was all worth it, all right? Never actually black pill, all right? Now, you have to understand the reason why this is extra funny is because the left tries their absolute best to respond to this. But how do you respond? No, it's not true. Caitlin Collins doesn't look like Dylan Mulvaney because... Caitlin Collins is a real woman. Oh, and Dylan Mulvaney is not a real woman? Bro, they have nothing on this. Trump doubles down, shares the picture of Dylan Mulvaney, you know, with the Caitlin Collins' face on it. All right, the left is doing their absolute best to try to make it not sound like they got absolutely humiliated by this. Bro, Caitlin Collins is an exceptional, trusted journalist being honored tonight for the depth of knowledge and context she provides to an audience all over the world. She reports every day from the White House and is filled with the real strength and tenacity and skill it brings that reporting to an anchor chair. We stand by her. Like, literally crying their eyes out. What do you mean? What was the insult? He didn't insult her. What? And lets you think, obviously, that Dylan Mulvaney is not a woman, which, let's be real, every single human being thinks. No one actually buys this shit. Transgenderism is the biggest psyop because no one actually believes it. It's the perfect joke. They can't articulate why it's offensive without admitting their beliefs are fake. What is she supposed to say? How dare you compare me to a man pretending to be a woman? They have nothing! They have nothing! Oh my god, dude! And they're begging Trump, you have to apologize to Caitlin Collins. Why? For what? What do you mean? What do you mean? You don't think Dylan Mulvaney is a beautiful woman? Oh, interesting. Because I was people were trying to convince me that Dylan Mulvaney was the epitome of whammon. Interesting. And I thought the penis was not a turnoff for you guys. Interesting. Weird. And, bro, they don't even say the name. It just says CNN spokesperson. They don't even say the person that's actually crying about Caitlin Collins. What do you, because whoever says this is going to look transphobic. So they just have to put CNN spokesperson. Magic intern that they pulled from the back rooms is out here defending the honor of Caitlin Collins. Anyway, he goes after Adam Schiff as well.
Money they get, they have no talent. But they are not comedians. They're not funny people. They're angry people. They're sick people.
True.
But the association really put on a big show, and they have somebody very special. I look forward to seeing him. And so they thought about going with a professional clown for entertainment. But Adam Shifty Schiff was not available.
Oh, my
You know, he's
God.
known, I called him, I hate some people, you know, I shouldn't say this, I'm not supposed to hate, I'm supposed to love everybody. But he's a terrible person, he's a liar. And I called him Watermelon Head because he has the largest head I've ever seen with the smallest neck, pencil neck. How does that big, fat, ugly
Like
head
the media's not supposed to be laughing, but they can't stop.
stand on a little pencil,
God.
pencil neck? Money they get, they have no talent. But they are not comedians.
Oh my God! He just goes up there and decides to murder everybody. It's like, Mr. President, do you have anything important to say? Yes, I do. I'm glad you asked. Speaking of rigged erections, this is him talking about the shooting at the last White House Correspondents' Dinner.
But after hearing the gunshots, many people yelled, get down, which caused Nicki Minaj to start twerking. Do you believe it? Get down.
Bro!
She's the only one that really
Donald Trump is the first black president. I'm sorry, Barack. You might be the first gay president, but Donald Trump is the first black president.
understood what that meant. It's quite an evening. But tonight we come back together to answer that heinous attack with unwavering.
By the way, they tried to assassinate him again. I love how no one wants to even talk about it because it's so obvious that they keep trying to kill Trump because the left are vicious psychopaths. It's kind of hilarious and sick in its own way. Anyway, so President Trump roasts Caitlin Collins comparing her to Dylan Mulvaney. The left has a total crash out. All right, yeah, you know, triggered. Trump launches vile attack on Caitlin Collins. What's vile about it? Is it because Dylan Mulvaney is actually a disgusting man that mutilated himself? Is that why? Because he compared a woman to a mutilated man? Is that why it's vile? But you don't believe that. God, can someone explain to me why it's actually vile? It's hilarious. It's really funny. And the media is just losing their absolute mind. But wait, don't they tell us that trans women are beautiful? That they're real women? That we should celebrate them? Why is comparing a woman to a trans woman suddenly an insult? That's so weird. I don't understand. I don't know why they're offended, guys. It's almost like they all know that Dylan Mulvaney is a mutilated man. It's so weird. It's so weird how they're all just trying to convince you that's not the case, but it is. Caitlin Collins, triggered as shit, immediately takes to Instagram. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. What's inferior? You mean trans people are inferior? Why? Because they're mentally ill? They kill themselves 42% of the time and they castrate themselves? Is that why? Are they inferior for those reasons? But you don't believe that. You literally go on CNN to lie to people and to groom children. All right, can you explain to me why they're inferior? What do you mean they're inferior, Caitlin? I think you have some answering up to do over here. Can you explain this to me, please? Interesting. Meanwhile, NBC's Kristen Welker is here talking to Stephen Miller, and the entire left is like, you don't hate the media enough. No, they're fascists. You're supposed to suicide bomb them. You're supposed to jihad them when you have them. I know you're part of the media, but you're supposed to do jihad, bro. The commies are super mad that the media is even talking to the fascists. It's the funniest thing in the world. CNN, chairman and CEO of CNN, we stand by our journalists and integrity and fair-mindedness. The CNN team reports the news, honest, accurate journalism. Sure. I'm sure. may sometimes irritate politicians, but our right to report and present things to the public without government interference is fully protected by the U.S. Constitution. CNN, why are you crying? What, did Trump try to stop you? Did Trump try to silence you? He made fun of you because you deserved it. He made a couple of jokes, which were very funny, by the way. All right, and you all got so bodied, you all had to cry behind like these black box freaking posts about how sad life is and how you're all the media's under threat from fascism. Why? Why? Because he said Caitlin Collins is a moron that looks like a mutilated man? Really? Is that it? Is that what does it? And the funniest thing is, like, there's just infinite evidence of them actually not being unbiased, truthful journalists.
This is going to be really tough and tricky for voters to sort through because some of these videos, if you're a regular person, you probably cannot even do the digging that would be required to sort through what is.
CNN is going to do the digging to produce the real truth about Joseph Biden
being chopped up, what is being deceptively characterized.
Right. The average person would get absolutely fooled by the Biden clips.
That's right, and it's only June. You're already talking about whether the president's defecating in public. Imagine where we're going to be by October. The White House press secretary used the phrase cheap fakes, the idea of cheap fakes. Let me explain what that is to people. We've been worried for years about AI deep fakes, that computer-generated images are going to trick people into believing something that's totally false.
Right.
Cheap fakes are a little bit simpler. They're cheap. They're just distorted.
Biden was actually the epitome of wisdom. Biden was smooth. By the way, this was in 2024. Talking about how, yes, all these gaffes of Biden saying the wrong words, they're cheap fakes. None of that was real, actually. No bias here in the media at all, by the way. You should note. Yo, D House, thank you for the 25 gifted subs. You absolute legend. I'm demonetized on YouTube, and your support means the world. All right, now, of course, Trump makes a joke that Caitlin Collins looks like Dylan Mulvaney. The media, disgusting, mean, unacceptable. How could you do this? How could you say that? We can't explain why it's bad, but it's bad. Meanwhile, Jimmy Kimmel, Donald J. Trump is going to kill you. ABC pulls Jimmy Kimmel off air after comments made about the Charlie Kirk killing. Jimmy Kimmel explains expectant widow comment, declines to apologize, saying that Melania Trump looks like a future expecting widow. All right, again, this is the left. Okay, basically saying we need to start killing you. I really hope people continue to kill you guys. Meanwhile, you have on the right saying, hey, you look like Dylan Mulvaney, which again, I don't even understand what they're angry about. I thought Dylan Mulvaney was a beautiful woman. I don't understand. Brian Stelter goes on CNN crying about how, not only was it mean that Donald Trump was making fun of the reporters, but it was also boring and not funny.
The president, he wants to be lots of things, but he never wants to be boring. And this speech was boring.
Well, I could say that from where I'm sitting, it was very entertaining. Very entertaining. I would say it was stunning and brave, actually.
As they were leaving the ballroom, they were struck by how dull, how tiresome.
Everyone was like so bored out of their minds. And then they all posted 4,000 stories crying about it. Like, bro, that's the funniest thing in the world is like, man, it was so boring. I just have to talk about it for like the next week. I was so bored about it. Every single news station on the planet needed to immediately talk about it. Man, that's really working. Jim Acosta, this is a communist that hates our country and wants us all to die, saying, this dinner's a disgrace. Trump's rambling, unhinged speech is full of hate and spite. Again, this is coming from a guy who, by the way, in my opinion, literally directly incited a man to murder 4 police officers. All right? Just reminding you. He used to be on the Young Turks, I'm pretty sure, and he got he was a big inspiration of the Baton Rouge murderer who murdered 4 police officers, as far as I remember, in my opinion. Just spewing nastiness at his usual targets. Let's not sanitize how truly ugly it was. This would be a great moment for members of the press to get up and walk out. Yeah, guys. Is this the wrong guy? Am I thinking of a different guy? I don't know, man. Anyway, this guy sucks. He absolutely sucks. And the funny thing is, everyone's like trying to make believe that it's like, it's so beyond the pale the way Donald Trump made jokes and it's completely unacceptable the way he like made believe he was running for president in 2028, and I'm really offended personally, and my panties are in a twist, as it were. I'm very upset by all of this. This offends me greatly, actually. Yes, the way Donald Trump made jokes in public, it's completely unacceptable.
I won 3 times. Now I'm gonna do it again. Thank you.
There it is.
I'm gonna do it. The gunshots, many people yelled, get down, which caused Nicki Minaj to start twerking. But this place is really the largest group of Trump derangement syndrome people ever put together at one time, I suspect.
Wow, look at that.
But just like my presidency, the second time is always better. It's always better. And the third time will be better yet. Very special beef.
Bro.
I want you all to know that Bobby Kennedy, who's right here, personally ran over the cow in his car. And I thought Caitlin had really made it big with a major new sponsorship, but then I informed her that it wasn't her on the Bud Light can, it was Dylan Mulvaney.
Bro, literally the funniest president we've ever had. And the media, first the media is offended, then the media is making believe they're bored, then the media is making believe he's a fascist. It's just absolute cinema. That Donald Trump has raped a generation of libtards, and it is the funniest shit in the universe. The press is absolutely attacking the Donald in every possible way, giving Iran all the breathing room it has to survive. I'm kidding, Iran is cooked. So the Donald posted this one, give the enemy nightmares, Trump 2028. All right, immediately shivers down the spine of all the goat maxers in the Middle East. Right, it's a rough day over there. Now, Iran says it will suspend military operations as long as the U.S. halts airstrikes. Now, if you remember, this is literally what the Memorandum of Understanding was. Remember the deal that we made with them, which was really not really a deal, but it was like actually just a ceasefire, where we said, hey, we would cease firing if you stop bombing stuff, and they were like, no, we are going to continue bombing stuff. We love bombing stuff. Bombing stuff's so fun. Now, obviously, they don't like this. Now, I think that's very funny because these guys are begging the Donald to stop killing them. Yeah, they're really scared of Power Plant and Bridge Day, which is coming up very quickly. And they're like, please, we will stop doing all the things. These guys are making believe they're going to do peace. Now, again, my stance is simple. I don't want American casualties. I don't want boots on the ground. I want to bomb them so hard we never have to deal with this ever again. I actually just see it that way. Literally. And my brother called me up and said, do you really think it was ethical to drop a nuke on Japan? I was like, yes! The war ended immediately! Yes! Would you rather send in 100,000 ground troops? No, I would not. I would drop one big load of pork on them and then see where it goes from there. All right, and now realistically, I'm just going to say, it's not a war crime the first time. That's an important note. And also, there's no such thing as war crimes. War crimes were invented by homosexuals trying to emotionally gaslight strong people into not winning wars. And I don't believe in any of that. So, Donald threatened China and Russia. President Xi, at our recent meeting in Beijing, China, you told me you would not in any circumstances give or sell weapons to the Islamic Republic of Iran. And then Donald Trump gave this entire speech about China was invading our elections. No, Dunnard! I am not rigging your elections, Dunnard! And that statement included Chinese companies considering our relationship. I take him at his word, and besides, I am doing him very big favors. Now, we have all the leverage, though, for those of you that are unaware. Because, you see, China has no oil. China gets their oil from Iran, not anymore. From Venezuela, not anymore. From all these other, not anymore. So the way it is now, this is just not working out for him. All right, he needs us. They get their oil from us, actually. All right. Likewise, President Putin. You see these big orange balls? Putin, your mouth, these balls. Despite the horrible war going on in Ukraine, the relationship remains as it does with President Zelensky. Told me that he would not sell weapons to Iran. He understands that I do not sell weapons to Ukraine, but to NATO countries. They pay full price. And how those weapons are distributed, I have no idea. I don't give weapons to Ukraine. I give them to NATO, and NATO gives them to Ukraine. Now, you're not allowed to do anything. Bro, we are literally completely cock-blocking the entire world, by the way. I don't know if you're aware. We are just, it's totally American century right now. All right, two major countries that people speak of often in terms of Iran are, in my opinion, not participating. If they did, it would be very bad for them. Certainly not in their best interest. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Yeah, obviously, listen, man, Russia can't win a war against Ukraine. China can't take Taiwan. They have absolutely zero chance against the United States. And we are completely and utterly dominating basically the entire world right now. And a lot of people don't like that, but that's because they're homosexuals. All right, and they make believe it's bad. Now, Iran is actually releasing little AI-generated Lego videos. All right, they've been doing this for the entirety of the war. But recently, they are trying to strike at the heart of American controversy. Alex Jones is buying it, actually. Almost no one is buying the official Charlie Kirk assassination narrative. Now the Iranians are getting in on the action. Information works so fast now. Durka Durka, Muhammad Jihad.
Check, mic check. He said no war, now read the rest. Before the bombs, before the flex. Who needed Charlie off the set? Mic check, hot mic, black shards, white text.
So essentially, we got Iran releasing AI-generated music video about how Charlie was against the war, so the Jews killed him. Now, again, this is obviously unbelievable levels of bullshit. No one, again, anyone that believes the conspiracy theories at this point, in my opinion, you're actually morons. Also, music is haram in Islam, which is just an extra funny thing. But anyway, Charlie Kirk would have said to blow up Iran at this point. He was against it before. He was against a ground invasion, but he would have supported obliterating Iran and ending the war immediately. Now, Alex Jones, who's against the war, immediately jumps on the Iranian propaganda campaign to divide and destroy the right wing in America. That's the purpose of this. Okay, the purpose of Iran releasing these propaganda videos, it's not for the Iranians, because the Iranians hate their Islamic regime that's occupying and destroying them and slaughtering them in public. All right, these guys are doing this to divide Americans. And it's actually kind of working. So Alex Jones immediately jumps on top of the Lego animation from Iran, talking about how Charlie Kirk's assassination was a ruse. Candace Owens takes the Iranian propaganda all the way up the ass. A potato, thanks for the sub. I just want us all to be mature enough to admit that Iran's marketing team needs a raise. You mean the terrorist regime that just slaughtered 40,000 of their own people? Like, again, she's out here crying about the Palestinians in Gaza that started a war and lost. All right, but she's out here just glazing the actual Iranian regime. Who is creating these videos and how much do they charge hourly? I'm asking for a friend. I would really love to work with the Islamic Republic in Iran. I would love to work with them. Maybe we could get along. You see, both of us could work together on destroying the right wing in America, which is exactly what Candace Owens has been working so tirelessly to do ever since Charlie Kirk was assassinated. He was assassinated by a radical leftist, and immediately Candace Owens decided to make it all about her. You get in there, and you make it about you. Now we listen and learn. A black woman is speaking. Now, straight up trying to work with the Islamic regime in order to divide America. That's literally what this is, by the way. In fact, one of the people in the Candace Owens cult, Owen Benjamin, recently went giga viral with a very controversial conspiracy theory on the Charlie Kirk assassination. Realistically, you might not believe what he is going to tell you, but I am telling you, you are going to be surprised. This may sound crazy. Remember, this is one of the major guys, one of the major players in the Charlie Kirk assassination conspiracy camp. All right, this may sound crazy, but the whole why won't they say where Charlie is buried thing could be a lot darker than people imagine. Now, the real reason why they're not telling you where Charlie is buried is because leftists would desecrate his grave. All right, we all know that. All right, because leftists, they destroyed murals of him. They destroyed statues of him. They destroyed street signs of him. They attacked vigils of him. Okay, they assassinated him. They celebrated his murder. That's why they don't want to tell you where he's buried, because leftists would destroy it. We all know that. All right, now he's saying, now why don't they tell us where it is? Did they cremate him? No, obviously not. He was a Christian. They didn't cremate him. I think it could be much darker. This actually means the Jews, by the way. This means the Jews. They ritualistically eat people, especially their enemies. All of these people, look, man, if the Jews were out here assassinating their opponents, they would have come for Candace Owens, all right? If the Jews would be assassinating Israeli critics, they would assassinate Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. They would not be going up against Charlie Kirk, you know, the guy who supported Israel until his dying day. Oh my God, holy crap, man. Also, you do realize that eating humans are not kosher. I'm just saying. All right, so they ritualistically eat people, especially their enemies. They say it gives them power. That's why the bread and wine thing infuriated them. I don't even know what this is talking about. Flesh and blood was always the move. Obviously, I don't know, but I think the most likely outcome is his body was eaten by America's trusted allies. That's right. The Jews sent interdimensional time travelers to go back in time, kill Charlie Kirk, and eat his body to gain superpowers. Bro, it's crazy that people are like, we're doing this now. We're actually doing this now. Isn't that insane? Now, I didn't get any superpowers. Meanwhile, the State Department is out here dismantling the Muslim Brotherhood and Hamas's financial networks. Marcus Ruby is W every single day. And the truth of the matter is, we are obliterating the shit out of Iran, and they really don't like that. Now, I actually had a banger, absolute banger clip prepared for you when it comes to the Charlie Kirk conspiracy theories, and I have to show it to you. And in fact, the left is taking advantage of the right-wing gaslighting and infighting by making believe maybe Charlie Kirk was actually killed by an interdimensional psychological warfare time-traveling Jew that wanted to eat his body. All right, so here we got Hunter Biden interviewing Nick Fuentes. All right, and Hunter Biden is trying to gaslight you into thinking that the guy that assassinated Charlie Kirk was actually right-wing.
He's got a transgender boyfriend.
Does that make him liberal?
Yes. If you have if there is a man with a transgender boyfriend, you are liberal, period. You're a leftist, you're a libtard, you are not on our side of the force, period. Yes. yup. And he's like, oh, technically, maybe it was right, maybe it's conservative.
Because he's transgender? Because
I
he's
think so.
gay?
Well, because he's got a transgender boyfriend, yeah. I think
Yeah.
so.
It makes him liberal.
I think he was
Yes.
liberal, yeah.
Look, it's amazing how much leftist discourse is them just pretending to not understand things, thus making discourse impossible. Literally. Nader Todd, thanks for the 5 subs. I really appreciate the support. I'm demonetized on YouTube. Can't possibly fathom why, but I am, and your support means the world to me. But again, I just made an entire video on my Patreon about how the left just lies. They just lie. They all lie. Lying is an overpowered superpower that the left has. They love lying. They always lie. I made a whole deep dive on that on Patreon. If you want to support me there, that would be great. But as you can see, they lie like they breathe. Like, look at this guy saying, just because he was literally a furry with a transgender boyfriend, that means he was left-leaning? Just because he was talking about gender hormone therapy in Discord chats, that means he was a leftist? And the funniest thing is, Candace Owens is going to jump on this also and be like, yo, true, yo. So again, this is exactly what we're dealing with, okay? We are dealing with endless lies on the left, and we're dealing with, in my opinion, foreign agents on the right that are trying to destroy us from within. All right, here we have Candace Owens trying to work with the Islamic Republic's propaganda team to push conspiracy theories on why the right in America needs to fight back. To quote Hassan Piker, lying is OP. Yes, it actually is. Meanwhile, the Islamic regime, they know they're losing, so they have to keep shoveling these Lego videos down our throats. B-1 bombers just dropped 2,000-pound payloads into Iran. We're leveling their mountains. We're turning their mountains into valleys. It's pretty diabolical. Like, we are winning the actual war. But again, Islam, who utilizes taqiyya, literally an Islamic tenet, how you are supposed to lie to the non-believers, and the left in America, who does not actually believe in any form of biblical principles, so they just lie. All right, they work together really well, and they try their absolute best to destroy us from within. They can't win on the battlefield, they can't win ethically, but they could lie to you.
Fox News alert, bombs away.
Oh, no. Well, what if this kills a terrorist? Oh, man, it looks like they're winning.
Central Command delivered.
Bro, someone in my chat just asked me if lying is against the Bible. Bro, the 3rd commandment is do not say the Lord's name in vain. Speech actually does matter, yes. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Numbers chapter 30 is all about how you're not supposed to lie. All right, but again, the left, who believes in castrating themselves and, all their other proclivities that cannot be described super accurately, they don't believe in any of this stuff.
Hitting blows against Iran. Targets include missile and drone facilities,
oh, no.
coastal surveillance sites, and air defense.
Free Palpatine!
B-1 bombers tore into the mullahs for the first time since the ceasefire. The long-range jets packed with 2,000-pound bombs flying at the speed of sound.
Oh, man.
Our electronic warfare aircraft.
But I was told that Iran was winning.
Also headed into theater.
Oh, man.
Deployed out of Maine. They're stopping over in the UK. And it jams enemy communications, radars, and navigation. And they're only in the fight when it's a real one. Once Iran caught wind, they threatened to bomb the British base.
Yep.
Good luck.
That was a huge deal, by the way. So the Queer Starmer was just removed from his position in England, and he was replaced by this new guy, Andy Burnham. Andy Burnham immediately says, yes, Mr. Donald Trump, sir, you could use our bases, sir. No problem, sir. No problem, sir. Try not to make the same mistakes of his predecessor. Now, the funny thing is, then Iran is like, oh, yeah, well, we're going to bomb England. Let's see how that goes.
Our F-16 Wild Weasels are back in action. Their motto, first in, last out. You fly into enemy territory, detect radars, destroy them, and clear the battle space for everybody else.
Yeah.
Trump wants revenge.
Oh,
Karachi,
shit.
their foreign minister, who the other day say or something about their policies, an eye for an eye.
Oh, I love this quote.
The president's policy is a head for an eye.
That's right, baby.
I mean, honestly, that's what
I don't believe in a fair fight against these guys. I believe in victory.
it's going to be. I mean, they will pay a very heavy price.
Marco says the mullahs are on their knees and begging anybody with a pulse to bail them out.
Blood for the blood god.
They shouldn't really do that. They got suckered into this by the Iranians. The Houthis largely were smart and stayed out of all this throughout the conflict, but they now apparently have gotten themselves suckered into this, going after Saudi Arabia and their ships. And by the way, that's,
I love how Iran will literally attack everyone except for like us because they're so scared, and Israel because Israel will bomb them back. So they're just out here killing Arabs. Bro, it's so sad. It's so sad, man. It's rough. It's rough out here, buddy. It's rough out here. No one murders Arabs like Arabs.
I was reading reports a few hours ago that there is actually a Saudi fuel ship that's flagged Chinese. It's a Chinese ship. Are they going to blow up the Chinese ship? And this becomes a problem for China. This will become a problem for the whole world.
This could open up a second front. The Houthis claim they're blockading the Red Sea, but they're not. They did clip some tankers.
Yeah.
One of them, a Saudi ship, now leaking oil into the water. This could snarl commerce. Today, oil closed over $100 a barrel. The commander-in-chief says if Iran or its proxies hit a ship, repair costs are coming out of their pocket. All their frozen cash we're holding, we'll just wire it to the ship company to plug the holes.
That's right.
Trump's considering
Remember, we froze a lot of their money, and it's like, oh, we're just going to use that now. We're just going to use that now. In fact, Iran is currently crying. For those of you that are unaware, they're currently crying. Iran says the U.S. did not deliver on its commitment to unfreeze Iranian assets. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm so glad that I'm so glad you noticed. I'm so glad you noticed, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, that's how it. Yep, that's right. That's our money.
Massive.
We're keeping that just in case. Just in case, man. Just in case you decide to bomb us, we're gonna be using your money to pay for our shit. Yeah.
Attack against Iran, bigger than Epic Fury. He says Israel would jump in, but we don't need them right now. And this just in. We're learning European diplomats are evacuating Iranian embassies. They must know something. Now, suddenly, Iran wants to come back to the table, but the president says no. Quote, they haven't felt enough pain yet.
Iran is begging us, okay, both directly and indirectly. Let's do a deal. Let's talk. Let's talk. Iran is begging every day. The problem with Iran is every time they make a deal, the people that are in charge there, they either break it or they want to change it. So it looks like they're not ready to make a deal. So they're going to continue to pay a price.
That's right.
Every night the price gets higher and higher and higher.
Operation Apocalyptic Fury coming in soon.
And that's what's happening now.
Yeah, so for those of you that are unaware, we're just obliterating these guys, and we're going to continue doing that until we get all the things we want. Now, my stance is simple. I think we should be going... look, I don't like long wars. I'm, in fact, pretty much against war for the most part, unless it can be done really quickly. And I said from the beginning, I would support this war if we could, without boots on the ground, just bomb the ever-loving fucking shit out of those goddamn cousin maxers and send them back to the fucking Stone Age. Now, a lot of people say, but Nux, innocent people will die. Well, that is a sacrifice I am willing... Yes, I know. War sucks. They shouldn't have started it. They shouldn't have been attacking us for 47 years. And you know what? This wouldn't have been an issue. It wouldn't have been an issue at all. Look, I don't believe in starting wars unless we need to, but I do believe in winning them once we start them. Now, I think we need to win them with gusto. Remember, we didn't drop one nuke on Japan. We dropped 2 nukes on Japan. Now, I'm not saying that that's what I want to happen to Iran. I am saying that we bomb the ever-loving fucking shit out of them, and then it's over, actually. And people will say that it's a genocide, and they will have absolutely no power to do anything to us, because it's not like because we are international law, actually. Now, there was another crazy update. Trump is actually obliterating them because they are now attacking, they're attacking all sorts of their neighbors, and their neighbors are attacking them back. Jets from Kuwait and Bahrain are bombing Iran. Remember, we were told that this is going to destabilize all of our relationships in the Middle East. We literally have fighter jets from Kuwait and Bahrain bombing these guys now. All right, you don't understand the level of alliance that's happening.
Fox News alert, Trump's in revenge mode. His officials are saying he's fed up with the, quote, scumbags and lunatics in
That's
Iran.
right.
47 doesn't trust him. So now we're going to speak their language.
Oh, baby.
Pain.
Pain. Do you speak pain? This world shall know pain.
Our forces delivering crippling strikes against Iran, hitting command centers, drone facilities, communications, and surveillance sites along the coast. And we're learning that their Gulf neighbors are done being punching bags. Kuwait and Bahrain fighter jets struck Iranian targets, hitting their missile and drone storage depots. This war is only going one way.
They want to be the tough guys, but they do want to make a deal. There's 2 ways. I mean, it's you can just keep doing exactly what we're doing and take them apart piece by piece. We can do it in a more rapid fashion. We're locked and loaded.
Yep.
We're locked and loaded and ready to go, but we're talking to them.
Our boys have been training with our high-mobility artillery rocket systems. their signature move, the shoot and scoot. The rockets deploy off our Super Hercules aircraft and are a sight to behold. The new air campaign is working. Not a single ship has been attacked in the Strait.
Thank God.
For 4 straight days.
Oh, baby.
Our strikes on the coast.
But I was told they had this straight by the balls. I was told that these guys completely had us by the nuts. I was told that we couldn't stop them from doing all of their terrorism stuff. It's almost like literally everything reported is a lie.
Are suffocating the enemy's ability to project power in the Gulf. And today, we smoked another blockade runner. The MT Levine tried getting through the wall of steel 4 times before CENTCOM fired into her engine room.
That sucks.
Now, the Brits want to help secure the Strait. Finally, we're holding a high-level meeting in London with our allies to build a coalition to protect innocent tankers. We want our friends to clean up mines and neutralize drones to secure shipping lanes. Oil closed below $100 a barrel today, but still has a way to go. And this just in. The New York Times reporting the gay Ayatollah really wants to get his hands on a nuke. Like, really.
Well, we all know that. They've been trying to get a nuke for the last 47 years. Despite the lies, they've always tried. That's why when Obama just gave them billions of dollars, it was actually a pretty freaking evil thing to do. Now, I would argue that Barack Hussein Obama's strategy was getting them a nuke, because I don't think he's an ally of America. But the reality is that shit sucks.
Even more than his dad did. The Times cited U.S. intelligence and also said Iran moved ground forces to Pickaxe Mountain.
Iran, listen, we tried to make peace, and we know you want a nuke, so we'll give you a nuke.
To deter an American commando assault. Trump's close to a decision on a massive attack.
Oh, man.
Which includes decapitation strikes, and that could come at any moment.
Maybe they will cry uncle, or maybe they'll just give up, or maybe they'll just go into a cave and hide.
Listen, you have 2 options. You give us all the things we want, or the bombing will continue until morale improves.
You know, they have caves very deep in the ground, and they can hide. They get shaken up pretty good.
Like mole rats.
But we've taken out their first.
Just like mole rats, little rats in the tunnels. They like tunnels. The sand people like tunnels.
Level of leadership. We've then taken out their second level of leadership. We've taken out some of the third level. And we're negotiating with the rest. And we'll see how it all works. And right now we are talking to them seriously. But, you know, I've talked to them before, and they don't seem to be able to get there.
Yeah, we might have to discombobulate them, Patriots. I'm so sorry. Meanwhile, the media is out there being like, man, we're really losing this war with Iran. And of course, Iran sees that, and they're like, holy shit, why should we capitulate? Their media says that they're losing. Again, our media and our, podcastistan class are literally working hand in hand with the Islamic regime to make this as painful and drawn out as humanly possible. Let them cook. Again, I said from the get-go, I'll judge this excursion into Iran based on how it ends, obviously. Let them cook. Let them bomb the fucking shit out of them, and then when we win, to the victor goes the spoils. The way I see it, wars suck and they're horrible, and I don't like when they start, but I do like to win. I do like to win. Winning is good, actually. No matter how many homosexual libtards tell you that, no, actually, you're not allowed to win wars. Winning wars is bad. No, winning wars is awesome. Starting wars is sad. Sometimes it needs to happen, but once it starts, we're gonna fucking win. Now, a lot of people are getting canceled for Islamophobia. First, everyone likes the idea of Trump eliminating goat maxers in the Middle East. Then, a Muslim commits a terror attack in Germany, which we're going to be talking about today. Also, Mamdani is getting blasted everywhere because Jews keep getting stabbed in New York, and he really seems to enjoy it. I mean, really doesn't seem to try to stop it. I'm sorry, I must have misspoken before. But we have a lot to talk about in the entire Islamo area. Now, I wanted to say there's a lot of safe spaces for people that don't want Islamophobia around, and there's not nearly enough safe spaces for racism. And I feel like the anti-racist bigotry that we're seeing in modern society is completely unacceptable. So I must say to all racists of all colors, of all kinds, you're all welcome here. All right, we are a safe space for everyone. All right, we believe in free speech, even though I'm completely demonetized on YouTube and I can't possibly figure out why. Definitely subscribe to me on Patreon to support me. I just made an entire deep dive on why Muslims lie to you. Anyway, so Mamdani condemns the rise in violence against Jews since he declared war on them, which is very real. Unfortunately, Jews keep getting stabbed now. Karl Marx writings found in the UWS stabbing suspect's apartment. Jewish guy gets stabbed in New York right after Zohran Mamdani says he's going to put Lord Yahoo in jail, which obviously he backtracked on immediately because he's a communist and he lies. Again, He says, I'm going to run for mayor. I'm going to become mayor. I'm going to arrest Netanyahu. Then he's like, nope, can't arrest Netanyahu. Oopsie poopsie. You know, tries to spin it into some sort of PR win. But the reality is that doesn't work because he just, you know, backtracks on literally everything. Jews get stabbed in the street by Islamo-commies. You know, everyone loses their mind, right? Here we got dudes on Fox News just crashing out on him.
People are very nice people, but trying to talk to Mayor Mamdani is like trying to talk to the IRGC, okay? This guy is a terrorist. That's the bottom line. I'll say it. You don't want to say it. I'll say it. He's a terrorist. He's a jihadist. He hates the Jewish people. He hates America. He hates the Italian people.
Yes.
He hates the Irish people. He hates the German people.
He does.
Unless
it's true.
You're Muslim, Mayor Mamdani.
He literally said that he does not want to celebrate Italian communities. He wants to celebrate Little Palestine instead. All right, and the Italians, they ate him alive. The Italians ate him alive. They gave him some gabagool. They took him to the back of the shed. The Italians cooked that man.
Donnie has no use for you. He is a horrible person and maybe has perpetrated the worst American and Jewish hate in the history of this country. Those two people stabbed the other day in the Upper Side of New York City, that blood is on his hands. That blood is on your hands, Mayor Mamdani. We got to find a way to get this guy
crashing out.
Maybe Dr. Naomi Wolf is right. Maybe that election wasn't what it looked like on paper.
Oh.
Maybe he really didn't win. But either way, this guy is the worst thing to happen to New York politics, maybe in the
Italians and the Jews finally working together again, rebuilding the mafia from the ashes, rebuilding the good old days. I'm just saying. My grandfather actually used to work with the Italian mob in New York back when the Jews and the Italians were actually building the city back in the day. I know I probably shouldn't say that, but he, but he was. I mean, what are they gonna do? They're gonna arrest him? He's like over 100 years old. All right, what are you gonna do? My grandfather, he was the Godfather. He worked with the Italians. There was a fantastic story. I'll tell it really quickly. My grandfather was trying to he was building houses for the Italians, and in Staten Island actually, and he had an entire warehouse full of all sorts of supplies that he used to build the houses for the Italians. And one day he goes to his warehouse. And the warehouse was empty. Someone stole all of his supplies in the middle of the night, and he said, oy vey, the Italians they're gonna hate me. I'm supposed to build all their houses. They stole all my supplies and all my wood. He calls his friend, and he says, listen, someone stole all my wood. And the Godfather said, don't you worry about a thing. We got this covered. Take the day off. Come back tomorrow. My grandfather comes back to work the next day. The entire warehouse was full. All of his stuff was back. He still doesn't know how it happened, but it was all back. And they said, see what I tell you. You're the best guy in the business. Keep doing your thing. And my grandfather built their houses. Listen, man, all I'm saying is the Italians and the Jews are working together again.
history of our state. He's a lowlife.
We are gonna turn Mayor Mamdani into a skunk butt rug. Allegedly. I was a joke, obviously.
I mean, I think you may be a bit over your skis in labeling him a terrorist, and you're probably going to get flagged for that.
Why? Let me ask you this.
Why shouldn't I label him a terrorist?
Because New Yorkers elected this guy.
Who cares?
They knew everything about him before.
Who cares? They're dumb.
Talk about predictability. This is a predictable.
Griff, let me ask you this. The Hamas guys that are in Qatar right now, they've never put on an explosive vest. They've never shot anybody. Would you consider those guys terrorists? Because I would. Okay, so his
look at this guy.
Are in line with the terrorists. Mahmoud Khalil is a campus terrorist.
Bro.
You have to kill somebody to be a terrorist. You have to share the ideology. That's what this guy is.
Look at this
He's
guy.
no better than the person
This guy's
who actually goes and
amazing.
shoots somebody
Holy
because
crap.
he respects that person. He likes that person.
God damn. Anyway, that was a nice little random tangent there. Anyway, Zoran Mamdani says, if you have a second home in New York worth more than $5 million, check your mailbox. You'll go back into 5 boroughs because you've got mail. Today we send notification letter to property owners letting them know that if you have new piano-tear taxes coming soon. Best city in the world deserves the best parks, libraries, and schools in the world. It's only possible when you all pay our fair share. Now, the reality is, we spend so much money on all this slop. An extra 2% charging every single rich guy. He's Muslim, not Indian. He's literally half Indian. And you could be a Muslim Indian, by the way. He is literally the best of all worlds. All right. So anyway, this dude wants to charge everyone that has a second home extra additional taxes. Now, for those of you that are not aware, this means he wants to get white people and Jews to pay for the lifestyles of the immigrants and the Browns. That is literally what his entire policy is, redistributing the wealth from the people that built New York to the people that are invading New York. That is his entire policy. Now, a lot of people want to know, hey, bro, you literally have a luxury gated compound in Uganda. Okay? Like, while you're charging the white people the Demi tax in New York, you are enjoying luxury compounds and shit in Uganda with no issue, because all these guys are just rich. It's all a huge grift. It's insane. Now, everyone was like, oh my God, Google searches for move to New York City reached an all-time high since Zoran Mamdani took office. And it's like, holy crap. You're right. Oh my God. But leaving New York City is even more popular than moving to New York City. All right? Now, because the reality is the people searching to leave New York City are the people in New York. The people searching to move to New York City are the people in Pakistan. I hope you're aware of exactly what these stats mean. Every stat looks suspicious without actually knowing the truth. Now, there was a very suspicious incident, and I'm afraid to talk about it because it might cause some Islamophobia, and I don't want any Islamophobia here. All right, so vehicle just attacked a bunch of people. 1 dead, 16 injured at Berlin Pride event after vehicle crashes into crowd. Vehicle mows down crowd. Car plows into people. 1 kill, 16 injured after van crashes into crowd. I can't believe van would do this. It's another rabid vehicle. This vehicle ideology is, honest to God, gone too far. We need it. We need to ban vehicles. All right. Europe already cucked out banned guns. I think it's time to ban vehicles. I can't believe JD Van would do this. This is I can't believe it. It's so sad. Now, of course, immediately the left, Polling USA, which by the way is an account based in Canada and it's a leftist, all right, says conservatism is a disease of the mind because Carr drove into pride. It must be a conservative. It must be a white supremacist. You did a white supremacy. Polling USA, all right, over here with the trans flag. Based in Canada, every single time, by the way, every single time. All right, so conservatism is a disease of the mind. I can't believe Carr would do this, and it was probably a white supremacist. Breaking, it turns out the van didn't drive itself into the parade. I know. Shock and awe, everyone's surprised. It was not a stunning and brave transformer that did it. It was actually, drumroll please,
we're back with a Fox News alert. You are looking live at Berlin, Germany. The Associated Press is reporting that at least 1 person is dead and several others are injured after a car drove through a pride parade near the Brandenburg Gate. Authorities say a manhunt is now underway for 1 or more suspects and have told people to evacuate the scene. Police say some of the victims are dealing with life-threatening injuries.
Oh my God. So you're telling me it was a radical Muslim but wasn't a straight white Christian conservative male? I can't believe this for a second, because today, everyone knows exactly what's happening. Chat is already excited because this is being streamed live on Kick, and I'll be streaming on Kick and on Rumble. Subscribe to both platforms. It's Cripple Fight! Welcome back to another episode of Cripple Fight. In the right corner, we have the gays. The gays and the queers. The queers are on one side. On the other side, in the left corner, we have the Muslims. The queers voted to import their natural predator in this episode of Cripple Fight. Everyone loves Cripple Fight. It's everyone's favorite segment. Everyone put your hands together for Cripple Fight, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking, the Berlin LGBTQ terror rally attack was carried out by an Islamist named Abdul B. That's right. I can't believe the far right would do this. It's queers for Palestine on one side versus Palestine. Begin! And Palestine wins. Every single time. It's crazy how this happens. I can't believe it. This is definitely a surprise. Yeah, no one saw this one coming. Now, anyway, this is very sad, obviously. But it's also literally the most F around, find out situation I've seen in my entire... These people literally vote to bring them in, and then they kill them. All right, and then it's incredible. They immediately jump to blame the conservative Christians. This was a massive story. Turns out it was a guy named Abdul, and they don't even talk about it anymore. They're burying the story as we speak because Abdul killing gays is really not that interesting. Just in, Berlin police release an image of the suspect, Abdul B, wanted in connection with the car ramming incident at Berlin's Pride Festival, adding, do not approach him, he may be armed and dangerous. That's right. This guy just attacked an LGBT pride event in Berlin. If the attacker had been a far-right white guy, it would be #1 news on the planet, but because it's a guy named Abdul, it's just another Tuesday in Europe. Holy shit, though, it gets even crazier. Abdul Balut has already planned a terror attack once before. He then fled to his homeland, Lebanon. Germany brought him back. This is suicidal empathy on another level, ladies and gentlemen. In the right corner, the queers bringing in Abdul after a foiled terror attack. Abdul was reportedly scheduled to attend a de-radicalization course tomorrow. Well, they killed him in a horrible and tragic double knockout in this episode of Cripple Fight. Both the queer and the Muslim ended up getting annihilated, blown and slimed out. And again, I'm not endorsing any violence. It's very sad, obviously, that this happened. I'm super unhappy that anything like this happened. They imported this guy a second time. They were planning on giving him a de-radicalization course because he literally tried to do a terror attack, and then he did a terror attack. Injured 16 people and killed a guy. Holy moly. Now, at a vigil for the Berlin Pride Parade victims, one side of the Cripple Fight is obviously getting all sorts of sad tears crying for them because they're the victims in this episode of Cripple Fight. The Muslims, though, do not condemn this. It's weird. It's weird because where are all the moderate Muslims condemning the radical Muslims? I want to see a moderate Muslim be like, oh, no, no, poor queers for Palestine. We couldn't do it without them. But unfortunately, I couldn't find any moderate Muslims condemning it. This is very sad. So anyway, this is at the vigil of the gay guy that was slimed out by an Islamist that he voted to import.
Diese Nachrichten zu bekommen, dass beim CSD ein Auto reingerast ist, ein Mann in einem Auto.
At the vigil for the Berlin Pride victims, an LGBTQ+ speaker says she had hoped the attacker was not an Arab Muslim, but a white Christian person instead. Can you imagine how evil this is? You got a van driving into a pride parade, injuring 16 people, murdering one. The first thing that the gays are thinking about, holy shit, I hope it's a white Christian. Holy shit, I hope it's not a Muslim. Could you imagine this? Could you imagine the level of rape these people are? Oh my God. Pro-Palestinian activist in Germany says this.
Ich kann dir sagen, mein Lieblingsspruch ist,
wenn du... As a queer woman, I am not afraid of Hamas or going to Palestine. They are very accepting of LGBT allies, and anyone who says otherwise is lying. But I am afraid Israel would try to kill me. Well. This aged very well, I would say. Wow. Muslim runs over gay people. Liberal white women come to the defense of the Muslims and start blaming the whites.
I'm getting really, really sick of this. I'm getting really tired of having to repeat myself over and over again. So today, in Berlin, there was an attack. A van drove through a crowd of people celebrating Berlin Pride Parade that they have every year. It's a huge parade. It's one of the biggest. And they injured, I think, at this time I'm making this video, this is subject to change, 17 people, and one person is dead. Okay, so it's a breaking story. There are going to be things that are going to come out and change throughout the life.
The early commentators of the Cripple Fight have a lot of insight to the masses.
Of the story, average. So the suspect is an Islamic extremist. That's their suspect right now. That's what I read, okay? I'm not going to say anything about the rest of the Muslim population because of actions of this one person.
Yeah, me neither.
But what I can say is the people who were celebrating about this were all white men, young white men.
I did not see a single white man celebrating this terror attack. I saw a lot of white men being like, yep. No, actually, I saw a lot of liberals celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk. I did not see a single white man celebrating this attack. I just saw a lot of white men being like, yep. You mean to tell me water is wet? It's crazy. I can't believe this.
With crosses in their profiles. Because we've all seen it.
Yeah, these are the nebulous crosses in the profile people that, this individual will not ever name, obviously.
We've all seen how you guys...
You just did a Cripple Fight bit mocking a dead person. I'm not celebrating the death, but it was a Cripple Fight.
...react towards gay people and how you wish harm on them.
I don't wish harm on gay people. I wish they would repent and stop having sex with men.
Constantly. I get a constant hate on my videos, especially about trans people.
I don't hate trans people. I pity them. The number one killer of trans people is trans people, actually.
Not going to hide behind another scapegoat group and pretend that they...
Scapegoat group? They're literally killing you. Hello? Hello? The chickens for KFC and the queers for Palestine you're literally importing your natural predator over here.
They're actually the violent ones when it's you. You hold the same exact beliefs that this man...
So then where are the Christians with the crosses in their profile pictures running over gay people? Where is that, though? Like, hello? Hello? Where is that, though? Like, bro, again, like, these liberal women with, like, four abortions in their back pocket, 4 babies that they've murdered, are gonna sit here being like, actually, the Muslim that ran over a lot of gay people is actually not the villain. The villain is the Christians, because you would do the same thing. Not that you do. Listen, man, when a Christian says Christ is king, no one's scared. When a Jewish man says Baruch Hashem, no one has anything to say. When a Muslim guy screams Allahu Akbar, everyone knows that they gotta fucking run. And that is not just racism.
Who did this attack did. And you're trying to distance yourself from it.
What do you mean they're trying to distance themselves? They didn't do it. There was one guy that did this attack. It was a Muslim guy. Okay? Literally. What are we doing?
And you know why you're trying to do that? Because you're ashamed.
Yeah, no, I'm not ashamed, actually, at all. I voted to prevent these people from being in our countries. You voted to bring them into our countries. You should be ashamed. Your vote killed that guy. Your vote killed that gay guy in Germany. All right? In this episode of Cripple Fight, it was literally the actions of one cripple caused his own demise. That's right. Transgender man wearing a Palestinian dress leads the Free Palestine chants in London. Again, these are mentally ill people.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
To quote God in Deuteronomy, a man that dresses as a woman is an abomination against the Lord. That was just a quote. That wasn't my opinion, actually. Obviously, YouTube, I'm not allowed to say that. Meanwhile, you got leftoids here, as you can see. You got the EU. You got the EU flag. You got the Palestine flag. You got the Palestine flag, baby. Oh, we are effed. Right-wingers will call for mass deportations again. The real issue of religious extremism in migrant communities will still not be addressed. Muslim extremist murders a gay guy and injures 16 other gay guys. But what about the backlash this will have on peaceful Muslims, though? This is literally the Norm Macdonald tweet. I can't believe if ISIS detonates a nuclear bomb and kills 50 million Americans, the backlash this will have on peaceful Muslims. MP, thanks for the 5 subs. I appreciate it. I am demonetized on YouTube. You're a legend. All right, here we got these people I have been saying for many months. Zoran Mamdani's incitement of violence against the Jewish community will lead to actual violence against the Jewish community. Now, once again, that appears to be a case because a Jew just got stabbed. All right, and here you have Mehdi Hassan. Actually, he called Netanyahu a war criminal. If that counts as incitement of violence against the Jews, you're conflating all Jews with Netanyahu. Israel was just anti-Semitic. Actually, the Jews that are getting stabbed in New York are actually anti-Semites, says Mehdi Hassan. Absolute cinema. Absolute cinema. Donut Operator, thanks for the raid. I heard you got swatted earlier today. I hope you're okay, man. We're talking about terrorists. Now, the leftoids, they're trying to contort your minds. This is really funny, actually. So, the Track APAC account is very helpful because I personally don't like APAC. I don't like APAC at all. I'm against, like, the whole foreign lobbying situation in our government completely. Now, Track APAC is very helpful to see which politicians get funding from APAC. But this is the funniest shit in the world, all right? So, Scott Wiener never took money from APAC. But it doesn't say that he did because he didn't. So it just says warning because he's pro-Israel, which he's not. Connie Chan says rejects APAC in green, but Connie Chan actually did receive about $475,000 from APAC. So why is Track APAC running defense for Connie Chan, but going after Scott Wiener, who never took money from APAC? Spoilers, it's because Scott Wiener's Jewish. It turns out the entire Track APAC account is just an Islamist op, very obviously. And again, this is how they're invading our culture every time. Like, bro, we got Elon Musk announcing he's a former trillionaire because SpaceX stock went down a bit, so now he's technically only a billionaire, not a trillionaire. Sneeko announced that he is a current pedophile. Congratulations, Sneeko. So proud of you. So proud of you, Sneeko. So proud of you to come out, bro. That's so brave of you, Sneeko, to come out as a current pedophile. That's huge. Now, again, no one's surprised, obviously, because Cuties was his favorite movie, and then he converted to Islam, many such cases. Sneeko's, in fact, gotten into such hot water, calling for jihad and shit. His entire Catholic family is distancing himself from him, because they're all afraid he's going to do a terrorism.
All I have, Islam is everything. Islam is everything to me. I don't have much anymore. I I don't have a lot of dunya. I'm banned from the clubs. I'm banned from Australia. That people call me a brand risk on Twitch. I can't get collabs with celebrity. I can't do the tap dancing. I don't have Instagram. I don't have Facebook. I don't have Twitch. I don't have most social media platforms.
I love how he's like just a total loser. He's just a total loser.
Even then, I wanted to say this for a while, but the reason, and people are saying be the bigger person with Top Goy, that whole club situation with that song.
No, I played the Hail Hitler song in a Jewish club, and now the Jews banned me from the club. Oh, I can't believe this happened. Oh. Meanwhile, Asmongold says that Sneeko mourning the Ayatollah proves that he's an enemy of Islam. But that's because Asmongold doesn't understand Islam. Mourning the Ayatollah is actually exactly what these guys do because they love terrorism. They think that dying for Allah is actually a good thing.
Sneeko acting sad that the Ayatollah was dead is, in my opinion, one of the biggest betrayals to Islam that you can possibly have.
Except it's not, because Asmongold is still not willing to take that step. He will. He'll get there. Asmongold, you will get there. I know every Nux take is just an Asmongold take in a couple of months. Asmongold, he'll get there. And they'll be like, no, actually, the Ayatollah literally does align with Muslim values very well, actually. You know, if you read the Quran.
The Ayatollah has been responsible for the deaths of more Muslims than Sneeko will ever meet in his entire life.
Yeah, than Israel, for sure. Not even close. The Ayatollah in Iran killed more Muslims than Israel did in its entire existence combined.
And so I don't know why you're trying to defend the Iranian regime and the Iranian government whenever they're responsible for the deaths of more Muslims than probably...
It's because he loves terrorism. What? No. What? Now Sneeko's freaking out. He's saying, no, I don't understand. You would rather spend money on space exploration than keeping Africans alive? Yes. Yes, because it is not my moral obligation to fund Africans. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sneeko. You should donate all of your net worth to Africans. I don't want to be that guy. All right? Nux, you know about the Shia and Sunni? Yeah, I know about the Shia and Sunni. I know about that, all that. The Islamic endless, infinite civil war where they keep killing each other forever. Yes. Listen, man. It is not my obligation to give my entire network to Africa. It's not. It's literally not. And if you're crying about how someone's a literal demon for not wanting to do that, well, then you should be donating your entire network to Africa. All right? Sneeko gets exposed for being a leftist, and he has nothing to say because it turns out, yes, he literally is just a leftist.
To me, it seems like you're left-wing, and that's fine, but I would just rather you say it than say, I'm not right or left. To me, it seems like you're left-wing. So I agree to disagree, but that's just what it seems like you've taken the stance on, and it seems like you're trying to, like, not admit that and just say, I'm in the middle.
Okay.
That's what I'm gathering.
I'm left-wing. Okay. All right, bro.
That's what I'm gathering.
Yeah, I'm left-wing. But I hope you realize you are propagating the system that helps these endless wars. Like, dividing us in this.
All right, bro.
At the end of the day, bro.
Oh, you're just a puppet of the Jews. You're calling me left-wing because I support universal healthcare and infinite brown migration? Well, you're a puppet of the Jews. Yeah, dividing us to right and left is Jew propaganda, actually. Yep, that's Sneeko. Now, Sneeko actually just released, like, these are Sneeko's top 20 clippers, because he pays tons of clippers to make it seem like he's popular. They started looking through all his clipper accounts. It turns out none of them are American. They're all based in, like, Malaysia and Africa. And it's like, oh, man, it's just, bro, infinite brownery happening. It's insanity. So, first of all, this is hilarious that he pays clippers. I don't pay any clippers. I don't believe in any of that stuff. But he needs to do that. Otherwise, he would just drown because that is how he stays alive. It's, of course, all, third worlders. Now, Sneeko, foreign influence in America is bad. Also, Sneeko, literally, you are foreign influence in America. Literally. And we are living in a world of total podcast brain decomposition.
Do you like Trump?
My favorite Jewish president? Yeah, no. I liked him originally, but I found this guy named Andrew England one day, and I liked what he said. I'm gonna be real.
Editor-in-chief of the Daily Stormer?
Yes, sir. Yes, he was, yeah. Believe it or not, I used to be one of those blue-haired liberal women, and then I realized and woke up one day, and I was like, it's coming from Jewish propaganda. It's destroying America. Israel is trying to infiltrate us.
American first, not Israel first. Historically, nations fall around this, age mark, whatever you want to call it, so... Why do you think 9/11 happened? The Jews. It was definitely the Jews. Their end goal was to promote us destroying the Islamic race and the Islamic
race. There is no Islamic race, but yeah, anyway.
Religion because they oppress Israel. I mean, if they don't have to do it.
Yeah, right. True.
They just subcontract it out to somebody else, and that's us.
They wanted to.
Yo, total podcast brain decomposition happening. It's insane. Meanwhile, Miss Rachel, very popular children's kid content creator, is actually funding Abdul El Sayed's Michigan campaign race. Right, this guy who hangs out with Hassan. Like, bro, it's actually insane watching it happen. You know, so I feel like it's important to wrap up this little segment by mentioning that music is actually illegal in Islam. It's haram. In fact, everything is haram in Islam except for running over gay people and bombing music festivals and raping Jews and Christians. Thank you for your attention to this matter. That was obviously a joke because I respect all races and religions because everyone is equal under this beautiful tapestry of YouTube's beautiful, glorious empire. Thank you so much for your attention to this matter. Border czar Tom Homan declares ICE's deportation maxing. That's right. We are currently facing an existential crisis going on in the United States of America. We have a woman in Minnesota that was just arrested for words. That's right. That's crazy because it's unconstitutional and it's also an attack on our freedoms and we should be rioting in the streets. Bro, if we were funded by China the way BLM was funded by China, Minnesota would be on fire right now. But unfortunately, we don't get the funding. What can I say? Donard, your erections are rigged, Donard. Anywho, deportation maxing. It is happening. Get the memo. We'll see. Representative Ilhan Omar says to President Trump, get the hell out of our country. Get the hell out of our country. And Elon Musk says, didn't realize President Trump was visiting Somalia. Ilhan Omar is a traitor to the United States and must be expelled. 100,000 likes. True. Fact check. True. Fact check. True, actually. I'm really glad that we were able to fact check that one, and he's correct. Yes, no doubt, no doubt. Look, guys, I'm a functional Muslim country. Made you look, tricked you. Oh, bet you looked behind you, and it turns out that you did. Oh man, we tricked you on that one. Now, Ilhan Omar is not in the Epstein files, says Sneeko. Now, again, remember, this is coming right after Sneeko admits he's a pedophile. Again, his words, not mine, when he stated over here in a response to Elon Musk, where Elon Musk said former trillionaire, and he responded announcing that he's a current pedophile. Now, again, he loved cuties and then converted to Islam, so no one was like that surprised. No one was like what, Sneeko? I just didn't expect that at all. No one was surprised that he admitted it. But then Ilhan Omar is on the Epstein file. Bro, Jeffrey Epstein, if he would have lived 1,400 years ago, y'all would have made him a prophet. Okay? Jeffrey Epstein's youngest victim was over 5 years older than Mohammed's wife. Okay? I'm just trying to put this into perspective for a second. Mohammed's wife was 5 years younger than the youngest Jeffrey Epstein victim. Like, I'm just trying to let you know about that. Also, as far as I am aware, Jeffrey Epstein wasn't a warlord and a pedophile. He was just a pedophile. All right? And also, as far as I'm aware, he didn't even have sex slaves like Mohammed. So, like, I mean, let's be real here. Bro, you got to put some respect on the GOAT. Mohammed, the pedophile GOAT over there. That dude deserves way more respect, and it's honestly a little bit disappointing. So, now, the funny thing is, speaking of Minnesota, one of the wildest crash outs I've ever heard before we get into the actual meat and potatoes, Hunter Biden did an interview with Nick Fuentes. And you're about to witness one of the most raped statements I've ever heard in my entire life.
Well, how about in 2020 when Minneapolis burned to the ground? Or how about in the summer of 2020 in Chicago?
Minneapolis didn't burn to the ground.
It didn't?
No.
No, what do you mean? Do not believe your lying eyes, you absolute degenerate. It didn't burn to the ground. Oh.
I mean, there were
BLM
parts
didn't
of it,
destroy
but-
dozens
Yeah.
of structures.
If you guys need a physical witness to what happened in Minneapolis, there were many structures.
Oh, don't worry. This radical leftist was there in Minneapolis to see it with his own eyes. I'm really glad he's going to set the record straight.
That burned to the ground. Not the city, but there was, I would say, between 40 to 50 buildings off of Lake Street in the south side that did burn to the ground. But most of the city was intact, but it was quite an intense situation.
Yeah, nothing really happened. It was only like 40 or 50 buildings that were burnt down by riots. Yeah, it was only like a dozen people killed and like $5 billion in property damaged. The raped. All right? Like, this is the raped. Do not believe your lying eyes. It was only like 40 or 50 buildings that were firebombed by violent savages. But don't worry, it's not like a big deal. It only affected like a couple 100,000 people. Again, this is what the left does to you. They just lie. Again, I made a full deep dive on Patreon about how the left just lies. But yeah, it's not like the city was burnt to the ground. It was only like 40, 50 buildings. They didn't even hurt any libraries. 0 libraries were damaged during, yeah, the reason why they were stealing sneakers, that was because of racism. Yeah, they had to steal the sneakers. Yeah, that's right. They had to steal sneakers because of racism, obviously. Now, one of the major stories that's happening that I think we all need to be talking about as much as we possibly can is this straight-up assault on our liberties. Now, Shiloh Hendricks, you might remember her from a relatively viral clip of hers a couple months ago. It was this one, actually.
Did you call him a nigger, the child?
The fuck you talking
Did you
about?
call the child the nigger word?
None of your fucking business.
It is my own business. You call him a nigger?
Yeah, and then she calls him the N-word, which will not be stated again on this channel because obviously I will not ever say a word like this on YouTube, of course, because I am a reformed better man than I ever used to be. Because I will get monetized anyway. So she dropped the N-bomb, a nuclear bomb. That's the N-bomb. Yeah. So now, just to put it into context, she called a Somali thief the N-word. The kid who's a thief called him the N-word, and then this guy got in her face, started hounding her. He said the N-word multiple times, and she then said the N-word another time. This guy, the Somali guy that was filming her, was a child sex offender. Are we all on the same page? So she calls a thief the N-word, and then a child sex offender calls her the N-word a couple times, and then she says the N-word to the child sex offender. And now she's in court. Well, let's see how all this went down. Breaking. The jury has reached a verdict on the Shiloh Hendricks trial. Count 1, disorderly conduct regarding the child, not guilty. Okay, so the first count was not guilty. Cool. Count 2, disorderly conduct regarding the videographer, guilty. The jury acquitted Hendricks on the charge involving the child, found her guilty on the separate disorderly conduct charge involving the videographer. We have a problem. This is really bad, by the way. So, to understand exactly what's going on, okay, if she wasn't guilty on the first case, then that means that this child sex offender that attacked her with a camera and said the N-word to her multiple times was doing it for no reason because she was not guilty on that first count. And then her giving him the finger and calling him the N-word means she needs to get punished, guilty in court for words? Again, the N-word is something of a superpower. It gives you the supernatural ability to just immediately destroy the minds of certain people around you. People just absolutely, I was going to say a word that is a type of ape, but I will not say it because I'm a better person and I disavow all forms of racism or something. But I'm also I'm not a bigot, so I accept racists. You're welcome in this community, of course, obviously. But they lose their minds. They completely go bananas. Oh, did we find an exploit? Did we find an exploit? Right, so they go bananas, if you will, all right, if you just say a certain word. All right, so anywho, a flagrant violation of the First Amendment, totally outrageous. All the most R-worded people in the country can't say these words on YouTube because I'm a better man right now. I'm not racist, I'm not ableist. I totally respect homosexuals will celebrate the verdict while still pretending they support free speech. Now, this is true, by the way. All right, just to understand exactly what's going on in society, all of the leftoids that make believe they care that Donald Trump is threatening the First Amendment by criticizing journalists. Donald Trump made fun of journalists, and now he's threatening the First Amendment. He's a fascist. You literally have people going to jail for saying words. All right, not an incitement to violence, just words. And that is insane. Now, again, this is Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota. This dude, for the record, just pardoned a child rapist, which Marcus Rubio, first of his name, ended up getting deported. So Governor Tim Walz-backed program will make transgender dolls with removable and swappable genitalia available to children as young as 4 to 10 years old in Minnesota. Now, this is totally fine, but if you say a word in this state, you will get literally brutalized. You will go to jail or something. All right, Shiloh Hendricks found guilty in a Minnesota jury for using the N-word. Insanity, complete insanity. Meanwhile, same city that prosecuted Shiloh, Rochester man given 180 days in jail for raping girls. The victims were between 4 and 9 years old at the time. Oh, you raped girls between the ages of 4 and 9? Well, you're going to have to be in jail for 6 months. Shiloh Hendricks, you deserve 1 year of punishment for saying a word we don't like. Meanwhile, this is Shiloh Hendricks' lawyer, crashing out.
Okay, I'll give you another one. Okay, you ready for this? You ready for this one? He pretends he doesn't speak English. We have him on fucking video, on camera, pictures, sitting out right where you people are sitting, talking to the prosecutors. The two prosecutors talking.
He was literally in the video when he approached Shiloh Hendricks in the park, speaking English on camera. But when he was in court, he made believe he didn't speak English, so the lawyer can't ask him questions.
To him right where you're sitting. No interpreter. Talking for minutes. No interpreter. No interpreter. He speaks English, folks. This is a fraud. But keep going. Let's go. What else?
I got two follow-ups. One,
yep, keep going.
I was wondering.
And you're not going to put in your paper or whatever thing you're part of. You're all part of the shakedown. This media is BS bullshit. Then print the truth. Print the truth.
By the way, the judge should be immediately disbarred for violating the First Amendment like this. Immediately, they should disbar the judge and, well, I guess the defense attorney is supposed, or whatever, the prosecutor is supposed to lie, because lawyers are all liars. I hate the whole fucking justice system. It's such cancer. You do realize that the court system designed by the Bible does not have lawyers? You do realize that, right? You realize it's supposed to be two people show up in front of the judge, they each lay out the case, and then the judges decide, and that's it. Lawyers and a jury should not exist. They are an inherently flawed system. I have to make an entire deep dive on Patreon about that. But this shit is ass, dude.
The judge refused to allow the jury to see the GoFundMe page. Print the truth. Okay,
Wow, dude. That is crazy. Crazy. Now, understand. Jail sentence because of a word versus incompetent to stand trial after a brutal murder. Anti-white justice system for real, for real. Look at how insane this is, dude. She went to jail. I don't know if she got jail or just like community service or whatever, but it doesn't matter. She was found guilty for saying a word. And this guy, this animal that murdered an innocent person for no reason, was found incompetent to stand trial. The end. This is obscene. We cannot be silent about this, man. Shiloh verdict. Disorderly conduct. Count 1 towards the shall not guilty. Count 2 towards the videographer guilty. A black person would never be convicted for saying the N-word. That means the determining factor of guilt is the race of the offender. This is literally a two-tier justice system. This is literally a classic example of a two-tier racially biased justice system. Think about how insane this is. Oh my God. You have on camera the Somali guy, a Somali sex offender, saying the N-word a couple of times. And in the same video, you have a white lady saying the N-word. The white lady gets punished. The black sex offender gets nothing. He was the victim. He was the victim of a word. Oh no. If this isn't a crime, but this is, then the crime is the color of her skin. And that is just the reality. That is exactly where we're up to, man. That's where we're up to in modern society. It's a problem. It's bad. It's really bad. How about we start deporting Somalian punks who harass a mother at a playground instead of convicting Americans who tell them to piss off? Defending women and children is the American way. Elon Musk responds with yes. And of course, the most insufferable twats on the planet, like Mehdi Hassan, who should be deported immediately, says, Musk defending a white woman calling a black man the N-word, but hey, don't you dare call him a racist. The left has the unbelievable ability to just make believe they don't understand things, thereby making discourse completely impossible. This isn't him saying it's nice to be racist or it's nice to say the N-word. This is him saying that we should deport Somali child rapists and also saying that someone shouldn't go to jail for saying words. Again, Mehdi Hassan screams about free speech all the time. He literally has, his most common tweet is screaming about free speech. You look up free speech on his channel, and again, this is because the left actually doesn't believe in anything, and this is because the left doesn't believe in the things that they claim that they preach. Just to be clear. Okay, he screams about free speech. U.S. revokes visa for 6 foreigners over Charlie Kirk-related speech, and he screams, free speech, free speech. Oh, it's not even free speech anymore. It's not. What are you talking about? You're allowed, the United States is allowed to revoke the visas of literally anyone they want at any time. This has nothing to do with freedom of speech at all, right? They do not have some sort of right to be in our country. It is a privilege to be in our country. We could revoke your visas for whatever reason. And yes, if you are going to be a foreigner in our country that celebrates political assassinations, of course we should deport you. Obviously, it has nothing to do with free speech. It has nothing to do with the First Amendment. But he makes believe he cares about free speech when it comes to something like when the terrorists are in our country. He loves free speech when terrorists fascists have it. All right. This is Donald Trump shitting on Jimmy Kimmel for being a moron, a bumbling idiot, saying that he should be fired for being a terrible newscaster. Screams about free speech. This has nothing to do with free speech. You have the right to fire whoever you want to fire. It has nothing to do with that. Literally nothing. All right. It's insane. It's wild. And he screams free speech about literally everything. This is all him screaming about free speech, and he never understands it. All right. This is Donald Trump saying, when is ABC fake news firing unfunny Jimmy Kimmel? That is not a violation of freedom of speech. Any company can fire whoever they want at any time. Mediasan, but what about free speech? It has nothing to do with freedom of speech at all. It's insane. And he doesn't stop. Britain blocked Cenk Uygur, a left-wing Turkish-American media personality, and his nephew, Hasan Piker, a U.S. left-wing commentator and influencer, from entering the country to speak at events. You know why? Because they support Islamic terrorism. He screams, free speech, free speech. No country has any obligation to let violent extremists into their country. It has nothing to do with freedom of speech. The point that I'm trying to make is Mediasan is a classic example of someone that will constantly scream about freedom of speech when it doesn't apply, because every country has the right to stop extremists from entering their nation, obviously. However, when it comes to something like this, which is obviously freedom of speech, a white lady saying the N-word is freedom of speech. Is it a nice thing to do? Well, not really. I guess it's not a very nice thing to do, but is it legal? Yes. And I would fucking fight to defend it, because that shit is the bedrock of our country. It is the First Amendment. That is free speech. However, Mediasan, who has to make believe he doesn't give a shit, I care about free speech. But when Elon Musk defends free speech, he'll say, Musk defending a white woman calling a black man the N-word, he's a racist. The left will lie. The left will use words as weapons to destroy you. It's something I don't see enough people talking about, which is why I made an entire deep dive on my Patreon, which is linked in my description. If you want to support me, you can go there and watch it. I made an entire deep dive on why the left always lies. And here you have a leftist Muslim. All right, Islam believes in lying to the infidels, and the left believes in lying because they actually have no actual moral system whatsoever. So it's a perfect combination, ladies and gentle fuckers. Thank you for your attention to this matter. These people are not to be trusted. They're fucking evil. Now, the propagandists are really sweating. They are trying so hard to have a stranglehold on our minds, and unfortunately, it is really not going well for them. So the Homer Odyssey adaptation by Christopher Nolan was sort of good. All right, it did decently in the box office. There was a lot of backlash, which I think was pretty interesting. Elon Musk is trying to buy it and basically remake it. I made an entire video on it. But the actors are coming out trying to make it seem like they are better than you. All right, the actors are letting you know that they are better than you. They shout from their infinite riches on their gigantic porcelain toilet.
With the exception of being a cisgender male, everything about how I was born has put me at the current center of a damaging and widely accepted myth.
Uh-oh. Get ready for the myth. You are about to hear an absolute truth nuke from an 80 IQ prostitute. It's gonna be huge. Someone in my chat saying she's not a prostitute. She's literally paid to show her body to people. What are we talking about?
Myth is that gayness orbits around straightness.
It's a myth that gayness orbits around straightness. It's a myth that sexual degeneracy is actually degenerate, whereas actual moral sexual intercourse is actually a good thing. It's a total myth. Now, the funny thing is that you do realize how babies are made, right?
Transgender orbits around cisgender.
Transgender is not real. It's a mental illness.
And that all races orbit around whiteness. And it is a myth.
I'm just noticing that the white countries are the ones funding Africa. I'm noticing that Africa is not funding the white countries. Again, I'm not racist on YouTube, actually. I might be a little racist on Kick and on Rumble. You should follow me there for my streams. But on YouTube, I am an anti-racist, actually, which is why everyone is welcome here. It doesn't matter if you're racist, if you're Islamophobic, if you're sexist. You have a place in this community. I am an incredibly accepting community to everybody, actually.
Myth that keeps money and power in the hands of the few instead of being invested in the lives of the free.
Says the woman who is literally being paid millions upon millions of dollars to create propaganda literally for the gay people. She is, says the little rich girl on her porcelain throne, literally shitting and vomiting goy slop down every single person's throats.
I appreciate this community so much because it's where I learned to reject this myth.
I learned to reject this myth by a lot of degenerates in Hollywood. Interesting. So you're saying the degenerate ecosystem of Hollywood taught you that it's actually a myth that being gay and trans is an aberration of some sort?
I appreciate this community because together,
all of her fellow black people are so proud of her.
We are not just going to question this myth. We are going to destroy it.
Yeah! We are going to destroy whiteness once and for all. Yeah! Remember when God said male and female I made them? Well, God never heard of trans people. He didn't realize people were going to start castrating themselves. Actually, that was a joke. It literally says in Deuteronomy that if you castrate yourselves, you're not welcomed in the congregation of the Lord. So actually, God did know about that, and he vetoed that shit immediately. I'm just saying, God was ahead of the curve. God was like, nope, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not giving in to the mental illness. But Anne Hathaway, she knows better because she was convinced by a couple of the degenerate cokeheads in Hollywood that actually it's a myth. Actually, it's a myth. This is a speech. She's out here. She gives us 5 minutes of her, like, emotion slop wisdom and then goes back to her multi-million-dollar mansion to continue doing her degeneracy. It's insane. It's actually incredible. Now, no one forgets that she has always been the poster child for literally indoctrinating society.
When you are a young woman starting out your career, your reproductive destiny matters a great deal. My own personal experience with abortion, and I don't think we talk about this enough, abortion can be another word for mercy.
Yeah, she's explaining mercy killings now. Again, I'm just noticing that she's literally trying to explain mercy killings. Isn't that cool? Isn't that awesome?
We don't know. We don't know. It's not a world in which we know that no two pregnancies are alike, and it follows that no two lives are alike. That follows that no two conceptions are alike. Yep.
Yeah, we don't know how much Anne Hathaway is going to suffer in the future, so some would argue that killing her now would actually be merciful. Because we don't know. We don't know if she's going to end up suffering throughout her life. But we would stop all that future suffering if we just murder her. Again, I'm not endorsing that. I'm just giving a hypothetical to explain how absolutely evil what she's saying is. All right? Like, oh my God.
So how can we have a law? How can we have a point of view on this that says we must treat everything the same? And where I come at it from.
She'd just be like, I don't understand. Why is murder bad? If you murder somebody, you could stop them from all future pain.
Is when you allow for choice, you allow for flexibility, which is what we...
You don't give the baby a choice. The baby gets murdered. The baby gets slimed out of existence because you were a lazy whore. All right, let's be real here. Now, again, I'm not calling anyone a whore. I'm just saying, hypothetically, in a situation where someone murders their own baby because of a decision they made, that is a relatively whorish thing to do. Again, I would never call a woman a whore. But I'm just talking about this fake straw man of a female that murders their own babies. All right? Personally, I would never call a woman a whore, though, because I'm better. And on YouTube, I don't call women whores.
We need in order to be human. When you are a young woman,
you need to be a human and kill those babies. Please, please. It's a mercy. Bro, this is the most evil, satanic shit I've ever seen in my life. This is crazy. This is insane. Holy crap. The Foyd slop is strong with this one. Anywho, Christopher Nolan actually admitted that he changed the end of the Odyssey because it was a little too sexist.
Christopher Nolan says Homer's original Odyssey ending was so grim and misogynistic that it had to be altered for the film.
So he should have adapted something else. He could have made another Barbie movie, but he decided not to. I'm sorry, man. This is insane. Oh, I'm going to adapt Harry Potter, but I really don't like the idea about Harry Potter winning at the end. Yeah, then it's not Harry Potter, okay?
This is the ending in the book. You can listen to the end.
Your part is now to tell me of the women, those who dishonored me and the innocent. His own old nurse, Eurycleia, said, I will then. Child, you know you'll have the truth from me. 50, all told, they are, your female slaves, trained by your lady and myself in service, wool carding and the rest of it, and taught to be submissive. 12 went bad.
That's right. The end of the Odyssey was supposed to be Mushoku Tensei.
Flouting me, flouting Penelope too. Telemachus being barely grown, his mother would never let him rule the serving women. Tell those women who were the suitors' harlots to come here. Then he called Telemachus to his side and the two herdsmen. Sharply Odysseus said, these dead must be disposed of first of all. Direct the women. Tables and chairs will be scrubbed with sponges, rinsed and rinsed again. When our great room is fresh and put in order, take them outside, these women, between the roundhouse
Like,
and...
I'm just saying, this dude is fighting wars. The least they can do is make sure that your house is clean. Okay? You know, I'm really tired of making believe that this is like, oh, the poor women, they were forced to, like, cook and clean. He was literally fucking fighting wars. Okay? The least they could do is churn his butter, if you know what I am saying.
the palisade, and
I get so many people saying, Nux, what's your advice? I want to send my husband to marriage counseling, but he refuses to go. Listen, lady, a blowjob once a week, you will never need marriage counseling. I'm just saying.
hack them with your sword blades till you cut the life out of them, and every thought of sweet Aphrodite under the rutting suitors when they lay down in secret. As he spoke, here came the women in a bunch, all wailing, soft tears on their cheeks. They fell to work to lug the corpses out into the courtyard, under the gate.
Listen, this is house stuff, man. This is house stuff. I'm tired of making believe that the man should be the one to lug away the corpses. Like, it's tiring, okay? He goes, he works his ass off, life and death situation, he fights these people, he kills them. The least they could do is lug out the corpses. Like, this is insane to make believe that he should be the one to do it.
Way, propping one against the other as Odysseus ordered.
Damn.
For he
Besides, he commanded them to do it. He commanded them to do it. Of course they should.
himself stood over them. In fear, these women bore the cold weight of the dead. The next thing was to scrub off chairs and tables and rinse them down.
For all the blood.
Telemachus and the herdsmen scraped the...
What was he supposed to? He's risking his life fighting them, and he needs to scrub the blood off the tables? He literally has women for this. It's tiring. It's tiring. Men getting the short end of the stick every time.
Raiders, floor with hose, but made the women carry out all blood and mire.
That's smart.
When the great room was cleaned up once
Yeah.
again, at sword point, they forced them out between the roundhouse and the palisade, pell-mell, to huddle in that dead end without exit. Telemachus, who knew his mind, said curtly, I would not give the clean death of a beast to trulls who made a mockery of my mother, and of me too, you sluts who lay with suitors. He tied one end of a hawser to a pillar and passed the other about the roundhouse top.
They don't make them the way they used to, I'll tell you that. Oh, wow!
So that no one's toes could touch the ground. They would be hung like doves or larks in springes, triggered in a...
He is literally the king. He's the king. You obey his commands. I don't care if you're a woman. Oh, you can only command men. No, of course not. What are you talking about? As a gender, as someone that believes in gender equality, the king could command whoever they want, even the harlots.
thicket where the birds think to rest.
Can a man have a break? Can the women just do it, clean the blood off the table without him needing to command them? Oh my god.
Cool nesting. So now in turn each woman thrust her head into a noose and swung, yanked high in air, to
Damn.
perish there most piteously. Their feet danced for a little, but not long. From storeroom to the court they brought Melanthius, chopped with swords to cut his nose and ears off, pulled off his genitals to feed the dogs, and raging hacked his hands and feet away, as their own hands and feet called for a washing.
That's right, baby. They Brigitte Macron, that motherfucker.
They went indoors to Odysseus again. Their work was done.
Fucking
He told
based.
Eurycleia, bring me brimstone and a brazier,
You're
medicinal
burning 'em
fumes to
alive.
purify my hall. Then tell Penelope to come and bring her maids. The first thing is to purify this place. And all the servants came now, bearing torches in twilight, crowding to embrace Odysseus, taking his hands to kiss, his head and shoulders, while he
That's
stood
right.
there, nodding to everyone, and overcome by longing and by tears.
After they murdered everybody, they all cried together tears of happiness to know that finally the evil is dead. Christopher Nolan had...
Exactly. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that gorgeous? He slaughters all of them. They clean his shit, and it's a beautiful moment where they all. It's gorgeous. Isn't that beautiful? I think that's awesome. Okay. Someone in my chat just said that I cleaned the blood off my husband's gear when he got back from Iraq, so he could turn it back again. So we could turn it back in. You're a legend. You are a legend. That's right, baby. I'm just saying he trains the corpses. Yes, he did.
So here in Homer's Odyssey, after the suitors are killed, Odysseus forces 12 female servants to haul away the corpses and scrub the blood from the hall. Then he orders their execution. Telemachus refuses them an honorable death by the sword and hangs them instead. The reason why they try to remove this type of messaging is because
they're gay. Because they're blatant homosexuals.
they don't want people in the West to realize that this is their heritage.
And the movie was R-rated anyways. I want to center it on that and make it feel very fresh for modern audiences.
Please explain why he killed.
I don't want the modern audiences to know you're actually supposed to brutally eviscerate your enemies. Okay? I don't want the modern audience. In the Bible, when King David destroyed the Philistines, he took back hundreds of foreskins of his enemies, okay, to remind everyone what happens when you challenge him. King David was a holy man. Okay, that is diabolical. That is diabolical. He took a few hundred foreskins of his enemies. That's how shit was done. And you know what? The Philistines didn't bother him anymore. I'm just saying.
Kill the females. They were traitors sleeping with the suitors that were trying to destroy his house. That's the
Bro, they were literally sleeping around, bro, and we're keeping them alive for what?
reason why.
That's right.
Yeah, duh.
You betray the king, you die, actually. That's right. That's right. The king's word is law. You betray the king, you die. That's how it works. All right? This is always how it's worked. All right? There were some holy people like Joab. All right? I don't know. Joab? I don't know how to pronounce his name in English. That dude, he was a good man. He was a general of Saul. He ended up fighting against David, and David executed him. That's right. That's how it works. All right? I'm sorry. It's not a controversial take. The king's word is law. You don't betray him or you die. Yes, this is our heritage. That's how shit goes. And I'm tired of people making believe that, no, you don't. You have to treat them with respect. No, you don't. You don't have to treat them with respect. Now, Rings of Power just released a trailer, and they're making the orcs the good guys.
Rings of Power Season 3? Oh, no. Rings of Power. All right, guys. You ready? Ready?
They want to make the orcs the good guys so people feel comfortable when they import them into our countries.
Cool. Now is the mighty hour come.
We was elves and shit.
One reign to rule them all. Middle Earth will burn.
Is that the first?
Bro, you know how like at the end of the Odyssey there was like this famous quote where it was, and it feels like the age of iron is ending, and it's like, bro, it wasn't called the Iron Age during the Iron Age. You know? It's like, and the Third Age is ending. No, stop. It's not called the Third Age during the Third Age.
Has it not yet occurred to you?
The first Nazgul?
Death might well be the price of saving it. Trying to get back to you.
Gay sex is literally less gay than watching the Rings of Power Season 3.
No friends of Mordor.
We're all thinking it. We're all thinking it.
Here. Come with me.
Bro, what is this? No, we're not doing this.
No friends of Mordor here.
Bro. We was elves and shit. We was elves and shit. I can't believe it, bro. Why does this orc kind of look like Stephen Colbert? No, but bro, we're not doing this. We are not doing this, man. The orcs are evil. They're evil creatures. They need to be destroyed because they're evil. Oh, no, you can't be racist against the orcs. Yes, you fucking can. They're monsters. They're monsters. Oh. But he was born in Rivendell. He's just as much of an elf as Galadriel and Elrond. He was born in Rivendell. Look at this. This was an unexpected alliance. Girl boss, racially ambiguous guy, and orc working together. The true alliance. No one saw this one coming. They was kings and shit. Oh my god. Can we stop making it morally ambiguous? They're evil.
The Dark Lord. We have to stop him. The shadow rises to Middle-earth.
The only white guy in the entire show is Sauron, huh?
How would you like to rise with him?
Oh god. What the fuck? Come with me? Wait, what? That's an orc though. Oh my god. Just like moral, just stop. The orcs are evil. Orcs canonically are disgusting, heinous, evil creatures. No elf would ever join an orc in a quest or...
My favorite thing is that, like, this is exactly what happened with, like, the Freerin discourse. You know, Freerin's destroying demons, and she says all demons are bad, and then libtards are all like, no, it's actually morally ambiguous to kill demons. And it's like, no. No, it's not. But of course the libtards need to find a way to empathize with the demons and the orcs. It's crazy how much of a tell this is. If the libtards are literally empathizing with the orcs, then their empathy goes too far, man.
vice versa. Elves and orcs hate each other, and I mean hate each other. But in Rings of Retards, Guy Ladriel is going to have an orc bestie who she is pals with.
We are safe here. We have a home. Must we go to war again? Trust me, my son, when I tell you that we will never truly be safe.
Oh, the poor orcs are persecuted. Oh, yes, because they're vicious monsters.
Until we've made certain Sauron is no more. As you will it, Lord Father.
Oh my god.
No, not the poor baby orc crying in the background.
A first look at Sauron on Lord of the Rings. This looks like scuffed Loki. It's just not there, man. Shadow of Mordor, Sauron. Yeah, that's exactly that's the way that I would imagine Sauron to look. First look at Gandalf in Lord of the Rings. I think it looks like Thomas.
Kind of looks like Asmongold. Asmongold after Asmongoy becomes Asmongoldstein and gets like the Jewish hat and like beard and shit. This is what he would look like.
Massey with a hat.
Damn.
Jesus, that's bad.
To Shadow, I bid you return.
He is not Sauron. He is.
I'm good.
Like, how does that make any sense that he does that? Because, like, I don't understand. Because the Astari were sent by the Valar to Middle-earth. Like, he was sent by Manwë, specifically, Olorin as Gandalf. The entire premise was to not reveal their true purpose in Middle-earth. They were supposed to manifest the coming of goodness, but not bring it on themselves. He lost his memory? Did that happen?
It's not in the Silmarillion, they just changed it in the show.
First thing to specify is that there's no such thing really as canon in Tolkien.
Not in the book.
Oh my god!
Look, yeah, it's very, very odd. Part of me can't believe they're still making the show. Like, we've just been undecided this whole time, and season 3 is finally going to win us over. Amazon Rings of Power minutes watched dropped 60% for season 2.
I'm not even kidding. The reason they haven't cancelled it is that Jeff wants it to continue and fulfill the 5-season commitment. Meanwhile, The Boys has pulled in far more viewers on a fraction of the budget.
What the hell is going on, man?
And The Boys was ass in the last couple of seasons.
Simon Pegg has been cast as the voice of the Balrog in Lord of the Rings. This has to be a joke,
they're just
right?
bringing all the characters, they're just throwing them together.
Right? Like, I mean, this has to be a fucking...
Like, the irony is this is exactly what the One Ring does. The One Ring, all right, the super weapon of the enemy, it doesn't drop nukes on enemy castles. It doesn't destroy gigantic fortresses. It corrupts goodness. That is what it does. You put that ring on and it will turn up your ego. It'll turn up your envy. It'll let you do sins in hiding. That is exactly what the ring does. Because evil doesn't just destroy, but it corrupts what's good. That is true evil. And they are ironically doing exactly that with their infinite adaptations. They corrupt beauty instead of actually do literally anything of value themselves. And the libtards are out here empathizing with the orcs and with the demons from Freerun. It's Freerun all over again. No, but the poor orcs. Your empathy centers are whack, bro. You need a lobotomy immediately. Now, celebrities are still clawing onto relevance. They're trying to make believe that their goy slop is actually working. So the actor for Alan Ritchson, who used to be the Reacher, apparently he's the next one, he just came out with this entire big thingamabob talking about how actually, well, he's gay now. Yep, that's right. You thought he was a masculine guy and a Giga Chad? Well, he's gay.
And Alan, you recently signed a first look deal with Amazon to develop like features and stuff. I'm curious, like, what kind of projects are you looking forward to developing with them?
Yeah, so my deal with Amazon is with TV. So so I develop new shows for them, and there's this is the place that created Reacher. High octane action, a lot of military driven. Muscular, content, and
right, it's a pretty good show. Reacher's a pretty good show. It's about dudes beating the shit out of other dudes. Yeah,
The Boys, so very.
The Boys, pretty badass in the beginning, and then became kind of lame.
Out there, like, risky young male audiences, that enjoy.
That's great. We love the young male audience getting some high octane content,
that kind of thing, and
some nice masculine role model. I wouldn't say role models, but some masculinity in their life.
And so I know that we're looking to develop that kind of thing for them too in the future.
Yeah. Alan Richardson said he's interested in developing more military-driven, muscular content for young male audiences. What could that mean? What could that mean? Interesting. It means gay slop. All right, he wants to make a gay slop. He's like, listen, man, I just want to make gay slop, and it's going to be awesome. All right, well, that's it's very nice to hear. All right, so let's hear what Mr. Gay Slop has to say. So essentially, he wants to promote his new Gay Slop turn of events by going on every podcast on the planet to cry. That's right, because nothing screams Giga Chad masculinity like going on every podcast ever to cry.
People, I think, are a little bit afraid of me because they're like,
they're
he's
afraid of me.
a loose cannon.
No, but
And
I'm
not.
I'm
I'm just saying the shit that everybody should say if they give a shit about humanity. Everybody else should feel like I feel. The world is on fire.
Everyone should think exactly the way I do, and if they don't, they're a fascist and a Nazi.
Then the world, yeah, like, oh, mad about the way things are and the abuses that are happening. The Epstein files.
Oh my God! The Epstein files. Oh my God! I love how Democrats literally, or leftoids in general, they literally do not care about child sexual abuse unless it can be used for their political gain. All right, there was dead silence on the Epstein files for 4 years under Biden. They don't care about all the children getting sex trafficked across the border under Biden. They don't care about the 250,000 British girls that were raped by largely Pakistani Muslim migrant gangs. Over there, because that's a left-wing issue. That's migration all of a sudden. It's hilarious how they literally only care. They don't care about children getting married in every country in the Middle East. The only thing they care about specifically is something that they could weaponize against Trump. Do you notice how absolutely insane this is? Anyway, I just thought that was important to note.
The fucking Epstein files! God damn it!
Oh
Where are they? It's a fucking law, bitch! Show it!
Oh
You
my
fucking
God.
pedophiles! I shouldn't say fuck because I'm a Christian and people are gonna go like, how can he say fuck and he's a Christian? Because that is...
I'm a Christian, and everyone I don't like is a Nazi and a fascist, and we should kill them, and I'm also gay. It totally makes sense.
something that should make you want to say fuck. You know, sorry, God, I'm sweating now. I
shouldn't say fuck as a Christian, okay? Now let's have lots of gay sex.
This is my fucking politics, dude. I would fucking railroad these fuckers. I would get those Epstein files out in 2 seconds.
Yeah. I'm a 80 IQ meathead gay actor, and I would simply just do all the right things. I would give free ice cream to everybody.
Yeah, dude. 2 seconds. Fucking move out of the way. Like, get out of there. I don't care what room they're in. Bitch, move. Like, give me the fucking manila envelope. I will get you the Epstein files. Sorry.
You got my vote. Whatever you want to run for, you got it.
Don't you want to see what's in there so that we can hold people accountable? These fucking rapists? We're just cool with it?
He thinks the Epstein files are unironically just a list of rapists. Like, it's insane, man.
Bitch has the keys to the nuclear... He's like all up into 13-year-olds. Like, dude, what? Go to jail.
Yeah, bro's getting giga sued after this. Because, again, there is no evidence that Donald Trump is a rapist pedophile. All right, again, but they don't care. Reality doesn't matter to these people. Hi, I'm a Christian. And now I'm going to slander this guy, and then I'm going to have sex with men. As a Christian, I shouldn't say fuck. As a Christian, fuck is going too far. But we should imprison this man that we have no evidence that he's a pedophile. And I'm going to go have gay sex with men. As a Christian. Now, again, the entire Hollywood ecosystem is just these absolutely egomaniacs. All right, so this is Peter Dinklage, who destroyed an entire role. No dwarf could get a role in Hollywood anymore because of this guy, by the way. All right, and this is him explaining why he feels like it's unfair when they want him to play magical creatures. Because that implies that he's less. He's literally less. He's literally less. Have you seen him? He's like 3 feet tall.
Yeah, I just wanted to not be a fantasy dwarf. I wanted to be like...
I don't want to be a fantasy dwarf. I want to be like Jack Reacher. That's right. I want to be a 6'7" Giga Chad. But they don't let me. Bitch, you're a midget. You're going to have to live with it. Some kids have cancer, some kids are dumb as shit, and some kids are midgets. And you just go through life that way. Life's not fair. We don't need to make believe that life is fair and everyone's equal in all the things. They're not. Some are swifter of foot. Some are dumb as rocks. Some are born in Africa, which is arguably worse than all those other things that I've said. But the point that I'm trying to make is, my guy, sorry, you suck, man.
Yeah, not to be crass, but I wanted to have a dick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's so like, it's like, you know, when
I wanted to get a role that was competitive with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Yeah, that's not gonna happen because you're a midget. Oh my god. Like, I'm not even saying this as an insult. We're all born with different strengths and with different weaknesses. You are literally a multi-millionaire. You are richer than 99.9% of people on the planet, okay? You were dealt a shitty hand in birth, and you managed to luck your way into absolute cinema, okay? Literally, okay? It's insane watching this guy be like, oh, I'm actually the oppressed one. Unlike, you know, the people that are literally shooting each other in the streets that are poor as shit, that are living paycheck to paycheck in a shitty apartment that they can't afford because their government decided to import 1 million illegals that are all living in the apartments that drive up the real estate prices. Now this dude lives in his multi-million-dollar mansion in his gated community and makes believe that he's the victim.
clinically what you are has become sort of poached by the fantasy world as a term for somebody who's not human. Like a gnome or an ogre or whatever else. There's a fairy, pixie, leprechaun, elf, everything, dwarf. No, that one's real. That one's actually a thing. There's no gnomes in the world, but that's a thing. So, but therefore, when you do that,
you should be lucky when someone is going to give you a dwarf role, because they could just get a normal guy and shrink him down in post.
You're
clipping your balls.
You got all kinds of fantastical things: dragons, unicorns, dwarves.
Yeah, you're just clipped, and I was like, I can't be clipped, guys. I can't be.
I can't be clipped. I must be a 6'7" Giga Chad in my next movie, or you're a bigot. You're a bigot in the next one.
Clip.
Akash has a,
and they do that with not just people my size.
That's what
they do that with. Nationality, you know, we got to be careful.
Who do they do? Who?
Oh, throughout the town. We're not talking about what we were talking about before.
Every slave movie has black people in it for some fucking reason.
Deal with that.
When are we going to DI that?
Now, what an interesting thing. It's almost like different people get picked for different roles based on who they are and what they look like. That is so weird. Yeah. Meanwhile, Disney is in absolute meltdown mode because of this one.
And this is crazy. The She-Hulk actresses.
But I just had
Oh shit, I didn't see this. I heard this was
to make her more of a bitch. They wanted her to be very sweet because Americans think British people are so sweet, which is crazy because British people...
Americans don't actually think that. We just want to live in the delusion where these women are very nice people instead of nasty bitches. You know, because that's, you know, the ideal woman, obviously.
Are truly the most evil people in history. Like, they are Thanos. Britain is Thanos.
Go to a museum, guy.
Britain is so bad because they gave running water to Africans. Did you not get the memo? You see, Africans used to shit in their backyard, and now they have toilets. And that's because of the British colonialism. We didn't respect our culture where they shit in their hands and then rubbed it on their face for nutrients. We didn't respect that at all, and we told them that they should shit in toilets. And ever since then, we've just colonized all of them with their toilets.
Yeah, they owe 43 trillion to India.
They owe money to India. Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely.
We colonized the world. Like,
yeah. Back when you were cool, now y'all are gay. Now you're getting colonized.
There's no we here. Okay, there's no we. And by the way, it worked. That's why you're speaking English right now.
That's right. Why you speaking English, sir? Sir, you owe me $43 trillion, sir. You owe me all of this money for the things that you've given. Now we have running water and shit. It's crazy.
Facts in the museums. I'm like, why is that not in Africa?
Yes.
Because
because you lost. Because you lost to a superior empire, England.
African warlords sold it to the British people for coins and special rocks. The same as they sold their own people.
What's it like coming to America from London at a time like this?
I love how every podcast has a gay guy. Every single podcast has like a gay guy. You need a gay guy. You need a black gay friend in order to make your podcast really pop.
So this definitely feels like a scarier time. And also like Britain is...
It's so scary in America. It's so scary because Donald Trump says mean things. I mean, I don't have to worry about Muslim terrorists driving over queer people in parades. But that only happens like once a week.
Is fucked.
Yeah. Right.
So it doesn't feel as though, you know, I'm going back to some sort of haven. There's literally a race war happening right now.
Same person.
No, we should deport these people.
She's racist as fuck. Most institutions were set up by white supremacists. This is the girl. Oh my God, bro.
We managed to still cast all the white people after the atrocious shit they do.
Oh my God, look at all this. White people.
So leave. So literally leave. Go to India. Go to India, man. Oh my God.
White people. Delusional as fuck, too.
White people.
She-Hulk actress says she doesn't care if the show is successful because she already got paid. The show is successful. We were #1 in America last week. If we don't get a season 2, I'm beyond happy with what we have. We made a lot of people happy, and we were happy and loved it. You're
holy copa moly.
Right. I mean, I watched so many Critical Drinker videos about She-Hulk. It was like 4 or 5. Honestly, I got some good content out of it too, so I can't really complain about that.
I mean, white men, straight white men feel safe to speak their mind all the time, and so I've decided to adopt.
Yeah, straight white man feels safe to say that. Meanwhile, Shiloh Hendricks just went to jail for saying a word. All right, for saying, oh, she was harassed by a literal Somali pedophile, and she said a word that they didn't like, and she lost a court case over that. All right, like, get out of here, bro. You do realize in England, where you make believe you're English, right? She makes believe she's English. In England, you do realize people get arrested for Facebook posts, right? Thousands of people a year arrested for posts on social media.
Their straight white male privilege.
Her boyfriend? There it is. It's always the same, isn't it? Revolutionary in the streets, colonized.
And you know that this dude over there, this dude is the biggest simp on the planet. The biggest simp of all time.
In the sheets, many such cases.
Yeah, you know it every single time. Now, apparently, you got stars that are actually willing to come out and talk shit on the current liberal world order. All right, and they're getting absolutely flamed by the greater ecosystem, but it's not working anymore.
Girl basketball lady with the pointing meme is going viral. Oh God. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, people went crazy about this.
Just for
yeah, she was pointing at a African-American basketball player, and she got really upset.
Context, now she's getting cancelled after her...
Yeah, and she got really upset. Now, here's a random fact. I was watching National Geographic, and they were explaining to me how when one ape points at another ape, it really gets the ape, like, really riled up. The ape gets really mad when they get pointed at. Like, really, really upset when they get pointed at. And they get all angry and shit, and they start fighting and throwing hands. And I just thought that was very funny. It's like an act of aggression when, like, one ape points at the other. That's a random fact. It has nothing to do with anything.
The comments on trans people in women's sports.
You say she's a MAGA Barbie. Wait, what? I get a lot of negative feedback from me about me hating trans. I think I'm here to extend love, but I also think that love is truth and being honest, and I want to protect young girls in a locker room who shouldn't have to go against biological men. Fucking base. Oh, this is her trans comments. Here we go.
Again, this is something that literally everyone knows about and agrees with, just people refuse to say it.
I think I said what I said. I think it's kind of common sense.
Yeah, it's obvious.
And I think I'll always believe in that. I think it's really important to protect children.
Do you see your advocacy on that, like, taking any form going forward?
You know, I don't know. I'm not a very political person, but I do have beliefs. I have morals.
Yeah, you don't have to be a fucking politician to
I'm not a political person, but that man has a penis, and he's in the women's locker room. I'm not very political. I just don't like getting raped. I know it's a hot take. Imagine not wanting your children molested. What a crazy take.
Understand, a dude that says that he's a girl doesn't magically become a girl. Like, this is not how it works.
When it comes just to protecting young girls in sport and women in sport, that's why you have Title IX. That's why you have some of the greats
the women's sports thing.
In women's sports. If Title IX and women's sports weren't protected, then you wouldn't hear about any type of women in sport. And so...
That's right.
Do you think, I guess, along the line like that, it goes against perhaps some people might say, hey, for the trans community, this could be something that could come back on.
There's no trans community. They're just inmates that weren't admitted yet.
So it would be targeted against us. Like, how do you, I guess, view?
Well, yeah, I mean, it is kind of targeted on you because it's about trans people competing. Like, yeah, duh. So, like, this whole thing where, like, you can't.
And I love how people are still making believe that transgenderism is not a mental illness.
Can't criticize any bad action of the trans community because everybody has to be okay with what anything like that they're doing. When the trans community does advocate and push for things that are really stupid, like, for example, biological men competing in biological women's sports, like, it's just really stupid to push for that. Yeah, the trans community is going to get a lot of negative feedback for that. They are.
It's almost like that they are an inherently, insane ideology. It's almost like it's an anti-reality cult that it survives based on child castration and grooming. And it turns out maybe they're not super rational, question mark? Maybe.
You know, like I said, I extend love, but I'm also there to love.
Again, I made an entire video about how the left always lies. I'm not only talking about how they use it rhetorically to destroy you, but they literally don't believe in reality. It's a whole video deep dive that I made. It's on Patreon right now. I just uploaded it yesterday. And they literally do not believe in basic reality. Not only do they lie to you or manipulate you or whatever, they will look at you in the eye and they will tell you, yes, men can be women. Which is the dumbest fucking shit in the universe. It really is. And everyone knows that. Everyone knows that's bullshit. They will look at you in the eye and they will say, children castrating themselves is actually healthy. Brother! Oh my God!
Biological women, and I think that there are rights that need to be protected, and like I said, I'm going to stand true to that. I'll never falter in my beliefs in that, but I have never once said I hated the trans community.
For the record, I don't hate the trans community either. I pity them. I pity them. It's an actual circus. It is an actual clown show over there, and I feel so bad for them. And the truth is, so many of them kill themselves. It's obviously an issue. I pity them. I pray for them that they can realize that they have a mental illness. It is so freaking sad, man. I don't hate the trans community. I just feel bad for them.
Oh, you don't want us to play against biological women and dress out in a woman's locker room? I guess you must hate trans people. What do you want us to die? Jesus Christ.
You don't realize that not letting men play in women's sports is actually trans genocide. That's right. You might not be aware of that. This is a genocide. It's like what happened in Gaza, except even worse, I would say. Not letting women abuse men in not letting men abuse women in female locker rooms is actually even worse than the pretendicide in Gaza. That's right.
Christ, this emotional bullshit.
How do you, I guess, navigate a climate where whatever you say, people are going to say, well, this means you're automatically in this box or this label or that label, politically, morally.
How do you navigate a climate when morons are upset at you for having a normal opinion?
Whatever.
I really don't care. I know that.
Patriot, legend, patriot. That's what I love to see. That's right. Not caring is the actual death blow. This is how you destroy them. You're a racist. I really don't care what you call me. You're Islamophobic. Your opinion really means very little to me. You're sexist. Your boos mean nothing. I've seen what makes you cheer.
That sounds bad, and I'm not trying to come off like that. But I do think, everyone always is coming at it as a negative.
Fucking based. It doesn't matter. Who cares?
Because I know whatever I say, I'm going to get hate and I'm going to get love.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to live by the love, I'm going to die by the hate. And that's just not who I am. I beat to my own drum.
That's right.
That's just what
Hoes mad. It's a fact of life.
That's right.
I think
and the truth of the matter is more people are going to start doing this. The monster cannot be contained. This is the normal opinion, and everyone has it, and people are scared to say it.
Overwhelmingly, you're going to see this happen a lot more. I think that the forced compliance to the trans ideology is going to backfire really, really badly.
Oh, it will.
And the reason why is because trans people, I think, and the LGBT...
It's because transgenderism is inherently an anti-reality movement, and most people like the truth, whether they make believe they do or not.
Community has dramatically overplayed their hand. People fundamentally don't like being told what to do by people who they're not accountable to.
Also, people love truth. I think inherently people like truth and honesty. Transgenderism it's an entire lie. It's literally it's an anti-reality death cult. Literally, I'm not even exaggerating. These people are killing themselves. 42% of them kill themselves. They are teaching your children to be part of a group where 42% of them kill themselves. Do you understand how insane this is? It's complete and utter insanity. It really is. All right, and people ultimately, fundamentally like truth. So I think that's why it's getting rejected. But why it's really getting rejected quickly, it's because they are invading every single space. Now, I used to be more of a libertarian back in my slightly more R-worded days when I was like, well, they're not bothering anybody. So I don't believe in that anymore. But even the libertarians don't like that they're invading your spaces. That's right. I used to be a libertarian. Can you even believe that shit?
And even by people who they are accountable to by the government, right?
No, he's going to be taken away.
I love that clip. I'm supposed to look at this and make believe that this is normal? That this is not a completely mentally ill individual?
Stop mass tickling me! Just say she!
Yeah.
Yeah, again, sorry, it's ma'am. It's not going to work, bro.
I wonder why you wouldn't want these people in a women's bathroom. It's a big fucking mystery. Nobody knows.
I mean, I don't want these people in public life or society. I'm not going to lie. Like, this is obviously not a mentally well individual. Again, it says in the Bible, a man that dresses as a woman is an abomination against God. It says that someone that castrates themselves is not welcome in the congregation of the Lord. All right, it's almost like God recognized that this is an issue that's gonna start hitting people, and it turns out God was right. Who knew? Who knew that God was right about all the things? It's crazy. He just keeps being right about everything. I don't understand. I don't understand. You have this book written 3,000 years ago. It's right about everything. Oh my God. Anyway, I think it's not just overplaying its hand or anything. I think it's inherently anti-reality, and people don't want to be fed this absolute dog shit. And the people are feeling a lot more comfortable to just say, I actually don't give a flying rat's fuck about any of your opinions. I'm just going to say what I believe to be true, and we're going to move on. And they can't handle that. They can't handle the fact that they can no longer bully people into submission. And it's very, very fun to watch, personally. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. That was a deep dive on all of the things. I cover all the things every weekday. Definitely subscribe. YouTube is unsubscribing people. They're also shadow banning my channel. My entire channel is demonetized. They hate me and stuff, but hey, we're not doing this for the money. We're doing it for the love of the game. Definitely subscribe. Share it with your friends. Let the people know how unbelievably mind raped the entire ecosystem is. That's what we expose every single weekday on the channel. If you want to support me, you can on Patreon. I do videos there, 3-4 videos a week over there on Patreon exclusively, the really spicy stuff. So you can definitely go there. Also, I upload videos daily on Rumble, and also I stream on Rumble and on Kick. Hopefully, moving forward, it'll be really awesome. Almost every day, weekday. It's gonna be dope. I'll see you in the next one. Definitely subscribe. And remember to tell your mom that you love her. That's right. If you have a mom, if she's alive, if she's out there, call her. Just say, hey, Mom, you know I love you. And she'll be like, why are you calling me? My son, who is a very respectful and honorable individual. And you'll just say, like, listen, Mom, I just love you. I just want you to know that. And you will make her entire day better. All right? And in turn, it will make your day better. Try it. Who knows? Maybe I'm right. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.